Hey, so it's another episode of Candace Michelle Views where I give my opinion on what I am viewing on any mainstream media platform that you could think of. So, I did want to go over a couple of things. I don't know if anybody's here. Hey, Spawn in 2020s. Think somebody's here. I just popped up out of nowhere. I know I try my best to be like on a schedule, but the schedule never really works out. But anyway, I am here today, right now, on a late night on Mondays. It kind of works out at this time for some reason. So I do want to go over some things. Just like going over some things that I went over last live. I felt like I didn't have enough time to really prove my point about the Native American tribe of God. And I did want to go over some more things. Hey, Life with Leah, indeed. Thank you for being here, you guys. Literally, I am still working on this. I keep doing this, but I do want to work on that. Anyway, so I'm going to kind of start off with my little celebrity rant and then get into what I really want to talk about. Hope you're doing good. To ask what's your Instagram because I have some content to show. Okay, yeah. My Instagram. I don't know if you can see this. It's number one eye candy. It's you probably can't see it. Yeah. Let me see if I can go to it. um. Yeah, let me see if I could get into it really quick. Where's my Instagram? Just for you, Spawn 2020, because I want you to follow me and I'll follow back. So here goes my Instagram number one eye candy. So add me up and I'll follow you back. So yeah, it's always hot in here and I don't have no ventilation. Yeah, so anyway, I wanted to start off with a little bit of a celebrity rant because they've been so annoying. Especially with the little ghetto BET awards that I did not watch. But of course, it's like you don't really have to watch nothing because the Shade Room, like on the Instagram feed, is going to show you everything the celebrities do just in case if you missed it. So the Shade Room will always, give you keep you in the loop of them. So anyway, so only thing you have to do is follow the Shade Room and you'll see everything these celebrities do. You don't even really have to watch or see anything. And the Shade Room will cover it. So they definitely covered a lot of. I seen a lot of TikToks where they were talking a lot of stuff about the BET Awards and how everybody looked. And I don't know what that was. BET Awards is already struggling. And now they just look very EBT-ish. I mean, if they're celebrities, fine. But I feel like they're just trying to keep something going that's no longer going because you can clearly see that they don't care about what they're wearing. They don't care about their performances really. Like some performances okay, but like most of them, like I believe they started off a performance with that guy that keeps shaking his butt, and it is very annoying. Like they're forcing that guy on us. The whole Young Miami team, like Young Miami, is being forced on us. Her fake relationship with P Diddy. It's just a lot of weird stuff going on. Yeah. So we're gonna get started with the celebrity rant, and then I'm gonna start talking about the continuation of proving my point about like the Native Americans and I'm going to show you some Native American testimonies because they're coming out with a lot of testimonies, and I just want you to see what these Native American or Indian, I don't know what they are, look like. We're going to see what they look like today because they did like some type of like commentary or something for ABC, and I'm going to just show the clip of that so you guys can see what they look like today. And we're going to try to figure out would these people really be living where they're saying the Native Americans pure blood lives at. And I have something where it shows you. Well, we'll get into that. Let's start with the celebrity rant. Anyway, because history is very hard to explain, and it's not really hard to explain. It's just trying to correct all the trickery and all the well, this person stole that from you, and this person stole that from you, and this person stole that from you, and guess what? You don't even exist. Like, I'm just trying to straighten that all out. So it's really me talking about history. It really is all one sided for Pacific kind of people of America, and more precisely in North America, Northeastern America, and most of my history is based on that line because that's where I'm from. But other people, when they have their other histories, I'm pretty sure they can explain like Brazil and South America and all those other places way better than I could. But trust to believe they can't get over on much with me because I always break out the features. Like, I'm not going to let somebody play Jay-Z and I'm like, you know what? Well, I'm featuring Kanye in here. And you pick whichever verse you feel is better. But I'm gonna always pick a feature out. Like, okay, well, you might be this, but let's look at some features here and really figure out where your region might be. Anyway, I'll explain that also when I get into the history part. So anyway, I'm glad that anybody's here with me. Never hungry again. What's up? I'm glad you're here. I'm always happy to see you. You always hold me down, so I do have to always shout you out. And yeah, let me go into what I was talking about. Yeah, so let's start with first of all, let's start with all the deaths, right? Because they literally got something now where they said that they diagnosed all the deaths because there's a lot of people dying, okay? And from what I know, it's a lot of celebrities or like people from like somehow involved with like politics or whatever the case may be, where they're just falling out no matter what age it is, right? So they're basically saying that now they come to a conclusion that is called sudden death adult syndrome. So basically you could be an adult and suddenly die. And they're labeling as, oh well, you have sudden adult death syndrome. Like whatever the hell that means, right? But basically they can't really explain what it really means is that they can't really explain why all these people are dying. Now mind you, I'm gonna be looking for that video, but when I come across other things, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be jumping all over the place. So we're gonna talk about Beyonce as well. And I believe that's call me crazy, but I think she did like a transfer, a conscious transfer, right? With the Chloe girl. Okay, they're very weird. They have a very weird mentorship going on. And then the same time that they're trying to promote this or sell this girl onto us, Beyonce is coming out with something called "Don't Break My Soul," right? So mind you, that's the same thing that they have done to us. They have tried to break our souls or sell our souls. So these songs that they do is very strategic and very biblical. So it's just not like some random song in an album that Beyonce is coming out with. It's specifically for this time frame. So yeah, I'm trying to find any of these videos. Let's go back to the Beyonce mother video. So I'm just gonna start off with Beyonce mother. Where did that video just go? Yeah, because she looked at, I don't know what the hell is going on with Beyonce's mother. Okay, let's start off with the girl Chloe. I don't like that. I don't know what happened. And he's like, damn, I sound real aggressive. I'm not the violent person. I'm not aggressive. I don't. And he's like, damn, I sound real aggressive. I'm not the violent person. I'm not aggressive. I don't piss people off like that. I don't know what happened. And I was like, damn, I sound real aggressive. I'm not. You better not what? You better not break your heart. You better not. You better not cheat. You better not be with other. And then come home to me. But dog, if you ain't acting right, leave your car crash the light. Get your head up out the what? They don't want to tell your family. Who finished your tragedy? It a mystery. Know that it is. Yeah. Better than those other guys that change your life. They can't miss them. They can't find them now. Oh, I want them now. Sweetheart, don't you mess with us. Okay, so yeah, I believe that Beyonce and you see how she's doing now a photo shoot for British Vogue, and we're gonna talk about why she's doing a photo shoot for British Vogue because British is the people that originally came over here and really took the money, the crown from the original people that were from, I believe, I don't know if it's called York or not. I'm not going to skip into history yet, but from Northeast America. So we already know that British Columbia and what was over towards the, and I'm going to show you the I'm going to show you it. Let me see if I can show you it right now of the regions of that area. Hmm. Let's see if I can get it really quick. Yeah, for the British, which I'm trying to explain, it's going to be a little bit confusing. It's going to be a little bit confusing, but because they're trying to get away with something that I feel like is so easy to see. Because as you can see, where they say this is York, but we all know that that is actually the Yorkshires. That's actually the Yorkshires, and they're trying to say that the York and Yorkshires are the same. But the York and Yorkshires cannot be the same because it's two different names. And we're gonna explain. I'm gonna explain how names change when you go somewhere else. Like Moses becomes Moses because Moses is a Hebrew name. And if you say it in English, it will be Maurice, okay? Or just like with Solomon, I believe his name is Jedediah, or things like that, where they're mixing names, right? So York and Yorkshire are two different things. We're not going to say they're the same thing because it's two different names, and we're going to get into that and how the British came. The Britain became British when they came over here, and somehow stole and got everything. It's like the birthright was stolen, okay? Because this was once two separate kingdoms, and then they made it a united kingdom. And I'm gonna get into that, but we're not gonna get it all connects, okay? So yeah, so Beyonce, we're gonna stick on Beyonce right now, right? So I believe that Beyonce is she's coming out with this "Don't Break My Soul" for the British Vogue magazine. It's all symbolic, and she's like on a red horse, like now she's on a red horse. Like first it was the pale horse, then it's like this red horse. Now she's on it. I don't know what the hell any of that means, but I hope it is not like how they say like death to the, like I don't know. Anyway, the point is it's all symbolic, and I believe that Beyonce's not even talking. Do we have anybody heard Beyonce say a word recently? But yeah, here she is doing like all these like she came out with like 3 albums since the pandemic, and like I haven't really saw her, but she came out with like 2 albums or 3 albums, and she came out with some Ivy Park clothes, and she keeps popping up, but we're really not seeing her as a person, and like it just seems like they're just selling things with her, but she's not actually being an actual human being in the world. So I just feel like they're just still pushing whatever they have with Beyonce, but she actually already did a conscious transfer. I think Beyonce already had a conscious transfer for her personally. All these people have like these certain. I don't know if they're doing it because they're just that well trained, but you cannot continue to play a role of a biblical person and you have your own personality, your own person. So I do believe it's some type of intense training, or it could be a downloading chip, which I know that most of the people, they said Prince Harry already has a chip in him or whatever because they want to monitor everywhere they're at and blah, 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 blah. And that's going to bring us into Westworld as well of the future with the AIs and the baby booming and the incubator babies. So that's we're gonna get into that when we start talking about these transfers and these chips and things of that nature. Anyway, but so Beyonce mother decided to dance around to the song. And Beyonce mother is like on Lifetime now. She has like these little shows. So Beyonce mother has been in the game for a long time. We all know this is a January handler, and she has handled a lot of people. And let's just see the video so we could figure out exactly what the hell Beyonce mother is like. If you want to say she's a human being, okay, but we're gonna have to figure out why her hands look like this. Okay, where is she at? Hi. Finding these videos are not easy because, like, I didn't come on here last week, and when I don't come on, I still be collecting mad stuff, and then it's like very hard to find anything because I collected so much stuff that I'm not even going to be able to go over. Um, and then I erase everything, so I don't even remember what I was trying to prove a point of. Where's Beyonce's mother video? Okay, that's weird. I just had it there. Okay, well, it's gonna pop up. And this is why I jump all over the place because it's literally very hard to find a video. But I did find it weird as well with like the daughter. I just felt like they were just being very weird. Like they talked about her hair, and then they put her on the scene right after that. Like these people are so weird where they put them. She was in the tabloids for having like no hair or something like that, and like not saying no hair, but somebody said something about her hair, and then it turned into now she's like at the court center with him showing her hair because this is how weird these people are. Like everything is very scripted. It's like I don't even know if they're actual human beings anymore. I think they traded themselves out for an android, like that movie where they're gonna look the best as they can and then their real self look all weird. Well, let me show you this video as well while I'm looking for the other video. This was on TikTok. I felt like the lady got the video that I was trying to explain with Jay-Z. I felt like this lady, whoever did this TikTok, just got what I was trying to say.
Pre-plan these things, and it also reminds me of how later on that person may have been taken out, or earlier on that person may have been taken out because they knew, or the powers that be knew what they were going to do with them in the future. Okay, when I mentioned Donny Hathaway, yeah, he did say that they were plugging things up to his head, trying to take his music. Now, we knew him as being schizophrenic, but sometimes these things aren't far-fetched. I'm just trying to get you to move some stuff out the way and get a clear path. Now, as far as this hair, we all know that hair can be used as a binding tool. When I was a little girl, even now, my grandparents or family would always say, and I'm sure I'm not the only one, burn your hair when you comb your hair. The hair that's in the comb or in the brush, you burn it immediately. Yeah, I still do that to this day. Okay, and like I said, when you're deceased, your hair and nails still grow. So I use this Kim video as an example. And one thing I want to say, because it's very important to understand that when she made the comments that she made in this video about cloning Marilyn and how excited she was, and oh my gosh, she was getting the dress and all of that. Like I said, it's not so much that she's praising Marilyn, it's the entity that may have dealt with Marilyn that she's praising. She's taking on that energy. So, but anyways, back to this hair with Jay-Z. There's a high...
Now you heard I said, right, because it's like a conscious transfer. They're not figuring out how to be like these people. It's like some type of downloading going on. This is not normal behavior.
That his hair is intertwined with Jean-Michel's.
Okay, you hear that? So they're saying this dookie hair that came out of nowhere on his head possibly could be the hair of this guy. Now, mind you, I don't think this is really transfers. They're not really doing their due diligence by seeing that Jay-Z came out the same time this guy passed away. You see what I'm saying? So it's easily to say that he may take on the conscience of this guy, but it also could be a fake death, an insurance collection, because I tell you, these people do it for the insurance check, the bag, the real bag, not no working, no, the legal, the contract bags. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so sometimes a lot of these people are dying. They're really collecting a bag and saying, you know what, I'm just become somebody else here because I really don't care who I am in America because I'm really from France, Russia, really from, so they don't care who they play here. They don't care that the whole goal is for them to have us work and for us to feed them. And if that means to turn into this guy and turn into Jay-Z and turn in.
But I say that because I remember a young lady on here before making a video on how his hair is fake. I don't think it's fake. I think there are some attachments to it. Absolutely. Okay. He didn't grow his hair out that fast. Yeah, so that's why it's important to when you comb your hair, you burn it, because people will get a hold of things that belong to you and do things. That's just them. So I just wanted to mention that. And I knew some Haitian girl that was like, give me the hair out the comb. To cover. So just come back, join me for, I think this is part 6. So I don't know if this photo.
Okay, so that's all I have to say. I just wanted to show you that a lot of people are seeing that it's a lot of symbolism and connections to these people, and it's not normal. We're tired of the people giving all these excuses, because excuses really just makes it seems like you're begging for crack. Like, I don't know, like I don't like excuses. Like, so I don't want to hear a bunch of excuses when I'm saying, hey, none of this stuff makes any sense, because look at all these things, and just let's see how like Beyonce mother too. I want to look at Beyonce's mother, and they're all in cahoots, just like with Drake. Drake with the video where he has Tristan Thompson in the video.
Yeah, does it feel right? We scrap it. We go home. It's not. It's a good time for me. I'm ready to settle down. I'm in love. How's for you?
Now, what's the point of having Tristan Thompson in your video talking about you're ready to settle down and be in love when he's always in the blogs about being a cheater to, I guess, Chloe, because I don't even think they're in a relationship. I don't know what's going on. We don't care about these people. The point is they shove them down our throat. We don't even like them no more. No one is really even dealing with them, because as you can see with the BET Awards, it looked like I put it together. Like, I came over there and was like, hey, here, this is a bunch of outfits from H&M. Here, throw this on real quick. And, like, that's the BET Awards. So it's like they're trying to keep a production going that is falling, and barely holding by, little strings and strings. And they're still trying to keep it going because, like, it's just, like, very embarrassing at this point how everybody's talking about them. And they're just like, oh, we're just going to keep going and saying you're broke. Like, you can say people are broke as much as you want, but it's clear as day a lot of weird stuff is happening around people that have. Like, the people that do have and claim they have, a lot of weird stuff happens around you guys. And it sounds like a ritual. It sounds like you're doing a lot of rituals. Sounds like they're taking people down and sacrificing them, and literally for, like, insurance checks. Like, that's how desperate y'all are. It's like that's how desperate they are to have money and to be up. Like, they're killing their parents, they're killing their family members, they're killing people off. Anyway, yeah, I'm just trying to show this Beyonce. I just want to find the mother. Okay. I don't know how I ended up all the way over here. Let's see. Well, let me show you. Before I show the Beyonce, I caught people around my neighborhood. I caught the people around my neighborhood. They had I don't want to show their address or nothing, but they had they had UPS coming to bring their barrel, right? Like, they had like a big barrel, one of those barrels. So I taped them. I said, look at this person. They got the barrel coming back from their country after they sent all our stuff there. Not saying they can't, but I just caught them with the barrel. Why these videos is not playing? The YouTuber stuff hates on me. Like, look at this. It's not even playing. It's a video and it's not playing. Like, literally hating on me. And I bet you I can't find a video afterwards because it just don't want to play. That's how weird this stuff is. Like, they be so mad when I do these videos. They don't want me up here. Yeah, look at this person. I caught them.
Too.
They didn't answer the door, so he had to take the barrel back. And I caught them. I said, look at him with that barrel.
full of stuff, full of full of stuff from America, going back to wherever they shipping it. There's probably a person in there. He was bringing it to them, and they weren't home, so he had to take it back. So if a person is in there, they're fucked. They're F. I don't know what they're sending in there, but they're sending stuff. So so I do want to get into also showing like features. Like we're gonna see that there are like two different black women here. So when y'all keep trying to compare one to the other, it's just weird because one is totally one is one, and then this are two different, descendants. Like this would be like the birthright situation going on. This would be like the Simon and them, Eve and them descendant, and this would be of Adam. Okay, and this person came in Solomon Island, British, all this stuff came and took over their people stuff. Okay, and we're gonna get into that because at one point it was a split kingdom, but yet they united it. Okay, so we're gonna get into how that happened, but we're not there yet. I still want to show y'all Beyonce's mother. Because this lady gotta be kidding me, right? So anyway, I'm going back and forth because I don't like to be this close to the camera. And this doesn't work for me, so I kind of go back there. So just work with me when I go back and forth. Yeah, so just wanted to show you like how they play with makeup. So they're basically saying makeup is they basically said that they train these people to do makeup. Like it was like it's definitely like a sin situation where they teach you how to paint your face and do all these things. So doing your makeup is basically evil, and it's only evil because it's only was done really to deceive and to trick people into things. So when you do your makeup and things like that, it's definitely an evil ritual that you got going on because this is something that is being taught to cultures to do to their face. Okay, and as you can see, why it's evil because you'll see this girl and they'll always look like this. All of them will always look like this, but they never show you at times when this don't look that good. Like this don't look good at all. Like, and I'm not saying like it makes her like the ugliest person in the world. I just feel like when you're painting your face like this to cover up what we just saw, this is a bit of strength. They even covered her lip sore. All of them have lip sores. All of them have lip sores. Okay? All of them. Even the men have the worst lip sores. So you already see like they're all weird, messing with the same herpes lip. Like, because they all have the same herpes sores on their mouth. Never fails. It's like they have to mess with somebody with herpes on their and get like they have to get the herpes mouth or they don't trust them or something. Okay, so this is why it's evil because this is a lot of sorcery going on. This is a lot of sorcery going on. Okay? Like they're literally covering up her herpes sore. And this lady probably will use that same lipstick on somebody else. You know? So yeah, that's the problem with makeup. So it's best to try to look like yourself as much as possible. One time I learned a long time ago when I was taking too much stuff off. I was like, okay, this doesn't make any sense. Like before I'm going to bed, before I'm going, when I'm coming out from somewhere, if it takes a long time for me to get in the bed, like if I'm taking that much stuff off, I felt like I'm not no longer being myself anymore. I should not have to do this much work to go out, and I should not have to do this much work to go to sleep. So, just try to do your bare minimum. It should be something simple and quick. If you're doing way too much, hopefully it's your birthday or it's a special occasion. If not, then girl, what are you doing? Like, for what? For who? Because men don't even like it. Like, men literally don't want you to touch their new clothes, or, you can't even kiss him. The men be like trying to kiss them, the women be looking at them like, don't you see my whole thing is ready? Like, don't kiss me. Like, so it's like really weird that, this is something that they'll do every single day or act like they can't go nowhere without doing this, especially with it being a part of
a practice that was done for evil. Okay. So anyway, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna get into the British people and the soul stealing. Look at this. I'm not done ranting about them. So I am gonna continue to talk about these people. Now look what I just got this random video of baby. They said look, they like was like, oh, look at baby standing on the table. Like they were like saying it like it was cool or something. Like I don't even know what was the point of him standing on this table. And they act like he was cool doing it. And they videoed this guy doing it, standing on their table. They're like, oh, baby's here standing on our table. So mind you, look at the outfit. Like the outfit is literally something that I could have put together myself. Like, oh God, I hate when they don't like me do them. So anyway, the outfit is something that you could do for yourself. Like, please don't pay a lot of money for shorts that you could buy for $5. And then if you got a friend that has the little circuit machine, just do the circuit machine and just on and on. That's how simple these shorts are. That's how simple it is that you could do. And if you want to do your own name brand, hey, do their name brand. Do it exactly like this. Who cares? Because they steal from us every day. So we can steal from them. And look at the shirt. Same thing. Just get a circuit cut out. Boom. Press and print. $5 t-shirt, $5 shorts, press and print. You got a $10 outfit just like baby that he pretends he paid probably $1,000 for. But they really get this stuff for free and they make you pay the $1,000 for these corny outfits that you could do for yourself while he's standing on a table like he's on drugs. Look, shaking his head with no music. Okay? I'm just showing you how weird these people are and how they're like, oh, well, look at that. Now, if I would have went to the store and stood on the table just like baby, you think they'd have took the camera out on me and was like, hey, look at Candace Michelle views on No, they would have called security on me immediately, and I'd have had to tell security to, go suck something, and then they would have called the cops. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So I just feel like this is just annoying. Like, they're just annoying people. Like, it's just like, what was the point of showing us him on the table like he's doing something special? And they're all men. They're all men. Look how Danny Glover got the nerve to be showing this man acting like she in shape. It's no way that's a woman. Like who gonna tell him? Who gonna tell Danny Glover? Who gonna tell Danny Glover this lady upper back is bigger than his? Who gonna tell Danny Glover that lady look like she'll punch him in the head and slam him on his back? Like, he shouldn't be with somebody that could pin him to the floor and make him tap out. But whatever, I'll mind my business. Okay? And here we go with the little kid from Power. The little boy from Power sitting with... Remember this? When they went to the... Remember this? I watched... This is when I didn't really know too much about how disgusting these people were. And I was watching this... I watched this, I think this was the Grammys or something. Now, what would he be doing at the front? Remember, they were in the front row. Why would this little boy be in the front row next to all of these people? And his career barely started. So that's there to show you that these people are 100% all affiliated. We're not just grabbing kids and saying, hey, you're a nice looking young man and you studied hard and you really know what you're doing. And that's not how they're picking these people. This is not how they're getting on. So I just want to make sure everybody understands that this is the biggest scam that we participated in for the last 20 to 30 some odd years. On my behalf, I have to apologize to anybody that I was sitting there acting like or was buying all this name brand and was like, oh, this person ain't keeping up. I right now want to apologize to whoever and to myself for being such a cornball. But at that time period, that was what was cool, but not knowing that what was cool was really harmful to me and being harmful to other people by continuously posting and promoting things that I felt like, as somebody else couldn't do, or somebody, so I just feel like I'm the big dunce for even participating in that kind of concept or behavior. You know what I'm saying? So I just hope that everybody in this day and age can understand going forward. If you're still participating in it, then we already know what type of person or what kind of background you come from. Like at this point, we're not going to say, "Oh, you're better than somebody," because people could literally do that and pretend that they have it and be broke, but you would never know. But people could still keep up with that kind of concept of, let me spend a lot of money on this shirt, or let me spend a lot of money on this party or whatever. And people can still keep up with that, whether they have it or not. People can still do it. Like it's called fronting. But I just feel like even if you want to front or not, you're still now today just showing what type of person or what background you're coming from. Because we already understand that this was all an attack on the American person that is originally here. All of this is an attack, an 100% attack. Like they're attacking us like nobody you could ever think of. The attack is so disgusting at this point that I'm surprised that these celebrities is even still walking around thinking that it's all sweet. You know what I'm saying? I guess they're walking around enough in areas that they know that, oh, well, we don't mind what you're doing here. They're still walking around like I might as well say, like immigrants. They must be in the immigrant neighborhood because I'm telling you, if I see any of them, last thing I'm going to be doing is being nice. And on top of that, I'm going to tell them probably to get out of this country. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be like, look, ain't Disney World shut down? Get out of here. Like, bye. Go back to Florida and swim back to Cuba. You know what I'm saying? Or go back to whatever island, swim all the way around all the islands. I don't care which one you are from, and figure it out. Because like if you're gonna continue to have that behavior here, we already know what type of time you're on. You know, and it's gonna be maritime time. You know, it's not gonna be reality time. It's gonna be this war. You know, this war mongering time. You know that they're pushing upon us. Anyway, so just to show you that all this stuff is scripted, none of these people are like talented kids that come out of nowhere. Like no one's gonna say, "Oh, my kid is on." Like if your kid isn't on by 5 years old, then 9 times out of 10 your kid is not gonna be on. And trust me, believe your kid is not gonna be professional enough at 5 years old. So we already know that these people are just who knows how they get them what they do, but it's not like, oh, I have a talented kid. This is more like like a drill. Like this is like being drilled in them, and this is something they have to do, and they're all a part of it. So anyway, I just thought that was weird that Jay-Z was like all with the little boy, all chummy, like his arm is on him. They all like attentive to him. So I was just like, okay. So we see that little boy got Christian in. Like, trust me, he didn't make it out of there alive. His butt, that little boy butt didn't make it out of there alive. You know, they were all like, hey, Jay-Z was like, oh, I got him first, you know, like, and if you don't think that stuff is happening, okay, whatever. Like, what is all these people getting locked up for? And why, what was, now that we know, what was Disney World doing? Like, we clearly see that the Disney World was just like washing kids up and no one was saying nothing about it because it's out the juice, the juice district, whatever. Like anyway, it was out the laws. Like they're out, they got their own stuff going on. So anyway, they have this little girl died. Not to be rude, because I don't really know her, but I just want to like. It's a lot of people that died, and when I come across them, I'm going to show you all the people that died. It's a lot of people that died. It was a football player. It's a bunch of people dying. I do want to just get into the history part though, because like right now the celebrities are starting to piss me off. I don't really even want to talk about them anymore. Let's look at this is this is a video of Ari, right? Now look at Ari when before she got her body done. Now can't nobody tell me that these people are not transvestites. These are transformers, in my opinion. These are transformers. Look at her shape. Her shape is weird, like how the little boys be, right? Then she's in a room full of boys. She's in a room full of transvestites. So you think it's a coincidence that she's in a room full of transvestites and she's not one of them? Like, let's just take a look. Let's just take a look. Now you see how her shape is? Like that stomach? Like a lot of gay people be having that stomach because they try to push their butt out so much.
We are looking at Hi guys, apparently I'm City and Ratchet, so I'm gonna change up, And I don't give a fuck.
Now, why is her voice sounding so do y'all not hear it? Like, like her voice sounds so weird. Like when they take them hormones.
And I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna be me and ghetto and white, and we don't give a shit. To hold.
Now you tell me this is not a house full of transvestites? Look at her stomach. Look how she stick that. Like, this is how they... I don't know if y'all know a lot of transvestites, but sometimes their stomach sticks out like that because they be trying so hard to stick their butt out and arch that they get those weird stomachs like that. And then you hear how her voice was. She's in a house full of trans. All these people, all these females with her. Maybe not this one, but the one that was sitting on the couch and that one that was standing next to her, or trannies. Or trannies. Look, this is a tranny next to her. This is a tranny. These are all trannies in here. All trannies. This is, what they do, like the fact that they all in a house. Look, if you put them all in a house together, you be seeing young people living in houses. You be like, how they got their own crib and they like 17, 18 years old? Because these are like these kids that they are raising up in these neighborhoods, these gated community, whatever. And they're like gay kids or like kids that they don't, and they'll take them into a house. Just like if you watch The Real House of Atlanta, I don't really catch it, but I see clips on like the internet where I think Marlo was talking about she has like foster daughters, like foster kids that she mentors, and they take them in and whatever they do with them. Like, how could Marlo be a mentor when they show her she has like 15 or more mugshots? You know what I'm saying? But they're okay. Somewhere in the line they signed off for Marlo to be mentoring foster children. Like, I don't think you just do it. I think you have to be okayed. So it just shows you that money talks. And let's be honest, I don't think that lady has any money. She's just like a house mom or something. Like, it's your turn to teach as you were taught. And that she says she was a foster kid as well. And then go on to doing all these things, and now she's so rich, dating billionaire, pushing P. You see what I'm saying? So this is all the same stuff. They all do the same stuff. They all come from a different country, and they all do the same stuff. Okay, they don't come here to work. Some of them, they come to work because they are in positions on purpose, and they take these tests, and a lot of these people be cheating on these tests. There's no way you could take these tests and then when you get to these nursing jobs and stuff, you don't really know no English. You don't really know exactly what you're doing. I've worked in the health field. I worked around a lot of fields. Okay, I know what I'm talking about. I be wondering how the hell did they get here? And why are they in a bigger position than me? When they're freaking stupid and they barely know any English and they're just trying to follow the directions. Like they're just following the script. They don't really have any insight of exactly, not saying every single person, but a lot of them is just a joke at this point. It's like, bruh, how did you even get this? Because they do what they have to do to get those certificates and stuff, and a lot of them are cheating. They're cheating doing it. Anyway, I'm not going to keep explaining to how all this stuff is a scam, and that it's literally not even that many of us left. My passion about it is because they're still to this day working on the Northeast people, the Northeastern people. They're not done with trying to kill and get rid of us and get us over to wherever. They're trying to push us out this area. And I'm going to try to explain to you before this video is over on why it's so important to be in this area, in the Northeastern area, and why all the other areas is not like as important as this Northeastern area. It's a very big area that's shielded and protected from harsh weather, from earthquakes, from all that stuff. This area is protected by the Alta Mountains, and the Great Plain of Canada. So this whole Turtle Island is protected by any Um, like you see how they're going through right now a lot of rain and earthquakes and floods and this and that. It happens to them a lot, so it never happens to this area. You see what I'm saying? So this area is chosen by God and this and that for a reason, and it's all spiritual. At the end of the day, it's like, bruh, it is what it is. Like we can't say, oh, we know for a fact this is God, we're His people, but we know for a fact it's a perfect spot, and there's some perfect people here that gets that spot, and now they're trying still to this day to tear this spot up. Okay, and it started in the 1900s. I done caught the lady lying. Okay, Queen Elizabeth. And we're gonna get into that. I just wanted to show y'all beyond. I wanted to show y'all all these men, all these women men, really quick. Just got a couple more men to go through, and it will be done with the celebrities for right now. Because you know I like to tear them up whenever I get a chance. Since they like to call us broke, I like to call them oh stinky butts. Like they trust me. You don't want to be around them. Like they're nothing special to be around. It's nothing when you're around them. You're like, you know. So it's just like whatever. You know, you realize that the makeup and the TV don't do them no justice when you're around them in person. You realize that Dag, the boy up the block, kind of look better than you in person. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, this is her. This is her avatar. She's a whole man. She's a whole man. They even made her drawers look thick because she actually has a penis in there. In my opinion. Let's see. Where's the other man at? I'm trying to find Beyonce mother. I'm so pissed that I lost that little video. She was definitely out of control. Like she was trying to dance around, and while she was dancing around, her feet and her hands were a different color than her body. So I just felt that was very weird that Beyonce mother feet and hands. I'm about to get into history because literally I can't find that video of Beyonce mother dancing around. She looked terrible. Um, she barely was able to stand up straight. She's like an old man. That's why because they're not really women. So she's like an old man with a bad back and was trying to prance around. And I caught her feet and her hands looking like a totally different color. And she had a bodysuit on as well. Okay, I think I'm coming across it. 1 second. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, God. Beyonce mother don't want me to find her. Okay, look at this. Did y'all see this? Now, mind you, the world is getting scary as F right now because these are two men. These are two men trying to be rappers. And trust to believe they got masks on. They have masks. So, so there you go. Like this is the future. The future is we're not gonna know if people are black or white. We're not gonna know if people are men or females. We're not gonna know if they're a robot or if they're aliens. If people are gonna participate in this mask, this lace front, this face full of makeup and prosthetics, the injection. If everybody's gonna participate in this, we might as well say scratch the human beings and let's just go with the whole Generation X rainbow concept. Because and you know why they want to scratch the human beings because it ain't that many human beings. Like so, it's a lot of people that's probably mixed with human being, and there's a lot of people that barely got any human being. So they want to scratch the whole human being thing out. So a lot of people was like, some people in the comments was like, "Oh my God, what is that? A mask on?" Yes, that's a mask, and that's prosthetics, and they're going full forward with the plan, and we're trying to stop it. All right. So okay, let's see. Let me see if I can find Beyonce Little Mother. I still couldn't find her yet. And then we're gonna get into Caesar. Cause mind you, let's be honest. When I the last live that I did, I was talking about the Supreme Court. So of course now, if you don't think that's a profit ability, then I want to see you do it. I want to see you talk about a subject specifically. And then a big deal like where Trump is making a speech about the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court overrules something or whatever, the Roe and Wade or whatever. So I don't think that it's a coincidence that my last and how important Adam is, and that he is the Adam Street is 360 Adam Street is the Supreme Court in New York, and that is the highest court. But I don't think that that's a coincidence that when I was talking about that now this is happening in the news. So I don't think I'm an actual prophet, but let's be honest, the Messiah or the prophet or whatever of Jesus or whatever is a Capricorn, right? And let's also be more honest. They said that Jesus might not have even been born in December, that he could have been born January 6th. So, that's just another, because everything is backwards. So they're flipping everything. So Jesus could very much well be a January Capricorn, which I'm pretty sure he is. Anyway, but not to be saying that he is or he ain't, because it really don't matter. He's still a Capricorn. So I'm just not shocked that when I'm saying some of the stuff that I'm saying up here, that the media is kind of like following me in a way, so it could look like I am a prophet. So I feel like they are working with me in a way, in a weird way, to harass me. First of all, to be like, yeah, we're directly on your back, watching you and listening to you, right? And on top of that, I feel like I'm doing things before them, and it pisses them off. And because they're like, Dad, I was going to say that next week. And here she is talking about the subject. You see what I'm saying? That's going to be a big deal next week. So I feel like when I do that, that's probably why I didn't come up last week. Because somehow when I do things like that, they prevent me from coming up and being able to say more things before them. Because the stuff that's coming up that I felt like I was going to say last week, but I didn't come up last week. So now I didn't get to say it and be a prophet. And I don't even know why I didn't come up last week. It's like I said, anyway, this is just the way the energy works, right? So anyway, I don't know what I was talking about with that. So with that Supreme, so with the Caesar and from Black Ink. Remember, I was talking about him as well with Caesar, and I used him as an example with Duchess and Caesar, how they had those two together. And Duchess was from North Carolina, and Caesar is Jamaican, and we all know that Caesar from that movie, and we was that monkey, whatever, right? And we also know that Caesar is the guy that killed Jesus Christ, right? Well, not killed him, but when Jesus Christ died, Caesar roamed, right? And we all know that Caesar, in the word Caesar, means like seizing something, like you're seizing, right? Like I'm gonna seize this from you. So the fact that they put Duchess from North Carolina together with Caesar for Black Ink, it was biblically on purpose. Okay? And we're gonna explain how that makes any sense biblical wise. We're gonna get into that, how they seized us. Okay, it's a takeover. So anyway, and it just recently happened, and it's still going on. It's about to be a World War III. It's part three to the takedown of American Negro. Okay, do y'all understand this? That's why we're always coming full circle with everything that I talk about, because with these celebrities, with this everything, it's an attack on us. The entertainment, the wars, the this, the that, the jobs, to keep you busy. Everything is an attack. They do not want you to be prepared. They don't want you to get yourself together. They put a gun law in. They talking about this. They made a big deal about the abortions, but they didn't make a big deal off of Biden signing off on the gun laws. Didn't he just sign a bill on the gun laws? So you're giving all this money to Russia. They just gave another billion. They just gave Russia another billion, right? and then you're taking the guns away from us. It sounds like they're preparing them for a war, and they're preparing us to get slaughtered. That's just the way it looked like, and that's the way it sounds. So anyway, we're gonna continue on because I do want to get into some history and about the takeover. And let's look at Baron too. Baron, and you know Baron is like a title that you can hold, like a Baron or Earl or a Duke. So I'm not shocked that his name is Baron because that's also symbolic. But where would he be getting this height from? Where would Baron be getting his height from? Baron's father isn't that tall. His mother is pretty tall, but she's not that tall. Where would he be getting that height from? Like that's not something normal for somebody like him to just grow mad tall. And we see their whole family. Their whole family is no big giant tall people in their family. So it's just like Baron's the first tall person. He gotta be like 6'7", 6. So he's like a basketball player type height, which makes me believe that he might not be the son of or the of one of those parents. Okay, they putting these kids and they can snatch a kid up. If you watch Boardwalk Empire from HBO, you can see that they literally were selling the kids on the boardwalk. People that were coming in, if you want to look like a decent thing, you want to fit in, want to fit into this fairy tale that we're presenting, that we're just like these good people moving in the neighborhood. Grab you a kid, grab you a family, and don't beat your wife out in the street, beat her in the house, because these people are drunks and on drugs, and they're not. They were here prostituting, not saying that they're the only people that were doing it, but trust and believe it comes from them. Okay? So, because that's all they had to sell. And then they tried to flip it on us where it's like that's all we would have to sell. Like if you can't be an entrepreneur of a business, you're gonna be an entrepreneur of your body. And your body is supposed to be your temple. So it's like breaking your soul. Okay? So we're gonna get into that as well. I would love to find Beyonce's mother so I can get off of these celebrities, but I gotta find this. Oh, let's look at Cassie's penis, in my opinion. You see how Puff Daddy was talking about Cassie, and then Cassie tried to post a video. I wish I had all of these things in place because this is ridiculous that I gotta look all over the place. Cassie posted a video of her dancing around. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I guess she was happy that Puffy shouted. Oh, here she go. Now she's doing the same thing that they always do. They always do this tuck. They always tuck. Look how they tuck so hard. They cross their legs so hard and try to tuck. Like, girl, you got panties on in a bra. What are you tucking? What are you crossing your legs so tight for? You don't be shy now. You got a panty and a bra on. What you so shy about? What you tuck? Why you? Well, your legs are so tight. Like she's trying not to show what? What are you trying not to show between your legs where you're clutching your legs so tight, but you got a bra and a panty on? These people, they can't help it. They love the tuck. They love to tuck that pee pee. Look at that. That's nothing but a tuck. Look how little her shape is. Look how funny her shape is anyway. Look at her shape. And don't and I wouldn't be surprised if this is Jennifer Lopez playing the role as Cassie as well. Jennifer Lopez kind of got this weird shape like that, where the hips is a little bit tight, like really tight in the hips, just like the girl I just showed you, that Benzino daughter. They all had this weird tight shape because it's a boy shape going down. This is more like a boy shape. That's why it looks like that, and that's why they have to hold their legs tight together, right? So let me show you. Let me show you that this is not something that a girl usually do, right? Let me show you how. Let me show you how one women. Okay, right here. Let me show you this. Now, don't it look like Cassie had the same? Don't it look like Cassie had the same tuck in looking? Don't it look like Cassie had the same tuck? Like it's like a weird looking ear. It's like something like they all got that. They all have this weird tuck. Look, Look, he having a great time on the beach. Tucking. Look how tight he had his legs. Look at his legs. This is what they do. So why is Cassie doing the same thing this guy is doing? Why is Cassie doing the same thing this guy does? Why does her shape look like this? Why her shape looks like this? Why her PP area look like this? So y'all gotta start paying attention. Y'all gotta start paying attention that you can't look like a male transvestite. You can't be in sync. You can't be in sync with them without probably being one of them. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. So we're gonna start comparing features. Features are so important. Like, don't y'all love features when rappers come on a song or when? So we're gonna talk about features, but we're not talking about a rap cameo. We're talking about features. Okay, so that whole little shape thing going on is a feature. It's a feature of a man trying to be a woman. He's keeping his legs tight, like with a panty and a bra on. Like it does not make no sense. And you saw how Super Peach also, don't know who that girl is, but they clearly have those big giant clitorises. All right. So yeah, so we're gonna get into Beyonce's mother if we could find this lady. Okay. Oh yeah, this I like too, right? So look at him. Look what he says. He basically. Okay, that's my TikToks. I be doing my little. Anyway, basically, this guy was like, listen to baby's music, and they was like that y'all really was dancing to that music, and y'all let his lyrics go over your head with little baby. One more time. One more time for the people slow in the back. I like to fuck him in the ass while he beat up the pussy. I'm the number one stomach one. Big bed. I like my dicks up face. I like to fuck him in the ass while he beat up the pussy. I'm the number one stomach one. I like to look like this when I keep doing it. So he like to F him in the AS dollar sign while the guy he's effing in the A dollar sign is in somebody's pool PU dollar sign Y. Okay? Did you catch that? Did you catch that he likes to F him in the butt while he's in? So we know he's talking about a man because this man that he's effing in the butt is effing in some pee, some pushing pee. Okay? So I don't think people was letting that slide. Y'all just let these celebrities, y'all be letting these celebrities do anything because y'all desperate and y'all really bums. Like, I don't know. Like, y'all really probably feel like y'all bums. So y'all be like, oh, well, I'm not going to talk to him because he's not a bum. No, they're the fucking bums. They like bums. They like bums. Like, why are you considering these people above you? Because when you know how you are, because when you see them, you're like, oh, wow. Oh, can you buy me something? Like, well, can I drink off of your tab? Like, you're so obsessed. Like, I'd rather drink tap water than to drink off of somebody that's effing somebody in a $8 sign while he's in some. I'd rather drink tap water than drink and smoke off those people. Like, and that's when I hung around them, I felt like, okay, I don't want to do nothing with you really because I don't trust none of you people. And on top of that, you don't look like how you look on TV. There's a lot of things I had a lot of complaints. And they wanted to throw me in the garbage can. And I don't care because they should have came with me. You understand what I'm saying? That's my point is I don't think I'm better than nobody. But now that I met you, you shouldn't either. And they didn't like that. They don't like when you try to be like, they want you to be like, oh, well. And I didn't come and say, oh, well. I'll come and I'll be like, oh, wow, Grandma, what big teeth you got. Ooh, look at those eyes. You from here? Like, and they don't appreciate that I'm so inquisitive about things. Like, I ask a lot of questions. But anyway, like back to finding Beyonce's mother. We gonna find this lady. Oh, another gay one, another gay situation. Here we go, another. They trying to get y'all. Watch out! The Transformers is after you, people, bro. They want you guys bad, and he's after you. He's gonna get you. He's gonna get you. But in the ASS while you in some PSS, they gonna get you. They gonna come for you. They coming for you. They coming for you with them TikTok videos. They got the men pushing their hips out. Where's the video? Okay, I don't think I got the video queued up. But you clearly see that they got NBA YoungBoy teaming up with your nasty Nas X, okay? And you already know that NBA YoungBoy is supposed to be like this gangster boy that the young boys like. So you see that they're not playing no games with y'all. They coming for that butt, okay? They gonna get that booty, and they gonna figure out how to get women out the way too. They gonna get us out the way as well. They just want you black men. They love you. Because all the rest of them are Hermanas. They're already with the shits, okay? Most of them men, they be having their tongue rings ready, like, so they already Hermanas. They want the Northeastern. They wanna get you so bad. They like, we are sick of y'all trying to be men. Y'all better be mice with us in parlez-vous français, okay? They want y'all to parlez-vous français or else, okay? Or else you're gonna be hung up on that. They're gonna crucify you. Oh, and we're gonna get into cause I'm tired of everybody complaining about all what happened to them in history. Anything that you learn in history over here, only thing you hear about is us being slaves, us getting killed and hung on a cross, us getting shot in the head, us having all these laws put on us from the 1900s. They started all these laws. The Jim Crow law is literally for Negroes. The scissor literally for Negroes. What laws are for anybody else? If we're so much of an immigrant, right? If we're so much immigrants from Africa that came here and just had the white man nut on our head, and we look like this now, which I can't do again for some reason. I can't do it no more. But this is where we come from, right? If that's the case, why put so many laws in place for an immigrant that you could literally figure out how to get out of here? You could be like, you know what? We're sending y'all back because y'all don't even belong here. Why do you need so many laws in place for? And I'm talking about when you were putting the laws in place. These are fresh new immigrants off the scene coming in here and being born as slaves. Why did y'all have to make so many laws and do so much to these group of people that shouldn't mean nothing? Like, we literally, our whole history is being slaves and saying, hey, stop treating them so bad. They're not that stupid. They can read and write. But yet your whole history is about putting mad laws on us, killing us like crazy, moving in areas that we are from. Like, we don't see a trace of y'all from here. Where is your history here? Where is the history of anybody here before us? So we got to understand that only people that matter is us. Everything that's happening is upon us. I'm pretty sure y'all are important somewhere else. But as you can see, we don't care about y'all out there. You're never going to see a Negro set up shop on an island. We're never setting up shop on any other area. And on top of that, y'all got us closed in and boxed in by passport. So we can't even go somewhere if we wanted to. And when we do go somewhere, we can only stay at a limited time. We don't get visas like y'all for mad long, where y'all could come in here and marry somebody in 90 days and then stay your butt here. Like, that's not the way it works for us. And on top of that, we don't even want to do it. We're not even interested. So I don't want to hear nobody saying like, oh, well, you just mad at us because we this or we that, or whatever y'all want to say somebody's mad about. If we're so mad, if y'all go back over there and we're so interested, why don't we follow? Why don't we pop out and be like, hey, I want to be with you? It sounds like y'all doing that to us. Like, ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no mountain low enough. to keep us from us. We trying, and y'all just mountain climbing. Y'all cliffhangers like what was that? Rocky Balboa. Sylvester. What was he? They cliffhangers. They climbing mountains. They're risking their whole life on mountains to get over here. Okay, so we just gotta make sure that we understand where we at in America and what's going on, because I'm tired of all the incorrect concepts of what we are and how we become to be here so deep, but yet we're not from here. They pretend our roots are not from here, but this is where our roots are from. And that, just like the movie Roots, the movie roots are like from the Bible. The Bible is like our roots. It's our roots. It's our genealogy. It's our beginning, and of how we are here and why the prophecy was made how it was made. Because it's obvious of what was going on here and how he was able to prophesize people trying to attack to take that away. People pretending to be something they're not, because you have to be that in order to get what you have. You have to be that. So that's why it's being all of this entertainment and all this stuff is for that, because that's how important it is. So anyway, and if that's important and it's not them and whoever it is, then that's you. You're the important one. You're the most, you're a big deal. Okay, whoever that is. If it's the native Indian guy that don't look Asian in the pictures, but when you see them in person, they look Asian. If it's them, then fine. But once I show you some information on the pure blood native Indian, you tell me who was living in those areas at the time. Okay, we have some information on that. But before I go over into that, I know I do want to show Beyonce mother, and I know I said it a lot of times, and we're gonna get into also Jude Law as well. We're gonna get into Jude Law because if you look into Jude Law, and of course he's a Capricorn. Jude Law is like kind of like trying to explain to you the law. Like Jude stands for something, and then his name is Jude Law by birthright. Of course, I don't know if these people are computers or what, but that name is not really his. The name was given to him because he represents something in the movies that he play in. All his name in the movies all go together. Okay, they're in the game to just tell the story. These celebrities mean nothing else but to stick to the scripts. Okay, so we're gonna get into that. Jude Law was a gigolo, and we're gonna get into them and their prostituting ways and how they trying to push it upon us. Okay, by force. Because if you're putting people in financial bad situations like how they were, you will have nothing to sell but your person. Okay. So let me look for Beyonce's whack mother. Again. Okay. And then we're gonna get into somebody sleeping in my bed. The title. After I finish the celebrity rant, we're gonna get into the title, which is the history of somebody sleeping in my bed, messing with my head, and taking my place. And we're gonna get into Drew Hill and how Drew Hill made that song, where he was acting like he was the Four Musketeers, but it really was about that movie with the Iron Mask of somebody looking just like him and just it's an imposter. So we're gonna get into that and how all of this is tying in together, and how all those songs is always biblical. These are not songs of theirs. This is just them telling the story of the invasion of Jerusalem, the siege of Jerusalem. Okay, and of Wales, because you know that the prince of them, they say, oh, this is the Prince of Wales, but we already know that the Wales is here. Wales is not there. We all know that America is Baby Beluga. It's in the shape of a whale. So we're gonna get into that and how all of this stuff was stolen from us, and that we the ones that should be, having these big ceremonies of our marriages, and it should it should be a big deal here, not over in smelly, foggy land, okay? In the wasteland. So we're gonna continue on. I'm not gonna be able to explain all of this. I came up here late. I'm tired. I'm already tired. These celebrities made me tired. Uh, I gotta show you this video. I gotta show this because these are the people these are the people that came upon us. These are like the descendants of the Huguenots. These are the descendants of like the George Washington, or and I say George Washington because if his name was Washington, then he would be of British. He would not be of and it's a split kingdom. It's a split kingdom. So we're gonna explain the British people and then our people in English, in England and Scotland, and then over there by Amsterdam and that's in the Netherlands. So yeah, so these will be the descendants of these Huguenots that came upon us from the islands that washed upon the shores of like Texas and Florida and all the areas that we don't be in because it's prone to flood and it's prone to earthquakes and all kinds of things like that. And that's why we're not in those areas in the first place. And now that's why most of our kingdom starts at Georgia and it goes up through that Turtle Island. And Florida's not really included in that. Not really, because of the takeover from Florida, which we will bring in the August Leo. And I'm not going to talk about Augustine as of yet. We're not going to get into the August Leo as of yet, but that is the description the depiction of who came to Florida to purchase Florida. Before I was talking about the Louisiana purchase, and then now we're going to get into the Florida purchase of Augustine. And Augustine would not be of a Spaniard white man; he'll be of a Spaniard black man, and these will be their descendants. So that's who we're fighting. That's who we have beef with. Like, and they deep, and they come with the rest of the squad. They gang. They gain up with the Spanish people. They gain up with the French people. They are the French people. Okay, and they all in Florida, and they all in Texas and Chicago, and of course we will be like here and there, but they're deep in those areas. All right. So anyway, like you gotta understand what we're working, what we're dealing with, and why we probably don't even want to deal with it. That's why the American Negro ain't saying ish, and they just gonna have to defend themselves when it's time. And trust and believe, when it's time for us to defend ourselves, y'all gonna be shocked at all that. You gonna be shocked that none of that really matters, and we ain't worried about it. But at the same time, look what we have to deal with. Like, what was that? Like, what? Where? Why? That's not the direction we going in music, right? I hope not. Okay? And we're going to get into the Zopound and the Zulus and how they are British and from Britain. And they're all the same people. They're all French descent and Huguenots and this and that and swarthy people with George Washington and all that. We're going to get into how George Washington stole and took over. He signed off in New York. And New York was the first capital of America. Okay? So we got to understand that the whole fight and everything was in New York. Not just New York, because I already showed y'all. You're going to have to put all my history stuff in together. I cannot go over everything. It's impossible. I've been talking about history for almost a year and a half now. And we haven't even... This will be most likely my last one, hopefully. because I just want to prove one more point to solidify the Native American distinction from this fake Indian, the Native Indian from the Native American. We got to understand the Native Indian and the Native American are two different people. The Native Indian would be more Pacific Islander, West Indian, British, Simon in them, African Asiatic, possibly once they get to Africa, but they are more Indian based here, and they get more Asiatic over there. Same people though. Okay? And then we got the Native Americans, more on the American side. So it's two different people. I told y'all that from day one. They would not have two different names if it wasn't two different set groups of people. So you see why the Native Indians are taking over a lot of stuff, but they mix it in with the Native Americans, just like what they did with the slaves. They mixed us in with the slaves, and they're mixing in the Native Americans with the Native Indians. Like, oh, the Native Americans, Native Indians, all getting money, but they're not giving the real Native Americans anything. It's all getting swept with the Native Indians. And that's the same people that came and stole the birthright through Great Britain, through Canada, and now they have swallowed us whole. They did this through Elizabeth. Elizabeth is Aaron's daughter, Aaron Rod's daughter. He only had one daughter, so the birthright is really through Elizabeth. It's not even really through any of these men, because Aaron only had a daughter, which is Moses' brother or whatever. So we got to understand that that's why through this whole time, it's been nothing but Queen Elizabeth. Through this whole time, for 400 to 500 years, it's been nothing but Queen Elizabeth. It has this where would this fly come from? Like it was no fly in here all day, all week. And when I do a live, it's a fly in here. Like I cannot make this up. If every time I do a live, a fly comes in here, that's gonna be like a sign or something, like an omen. Because I don't get why a fly is in here right now. Like I literally, like the last time when that fly was attacking me, the mosquito bite, I had walked in the room and I have like a mirror. So when I was walking in the room, this mosquito bite really was following me, like following me. And I saw him in the mirror. And I was like, what the, like, you really following me? Like, so when I saw him in the mirror, I smacked him. I smacked him and I killed him, whatever. So I was so happy that he was on my back like that because I was able to turn around and get him. So I already killed that mosquito bite, and then there was another one, and I killed that one. But now, and I haven't seen one in a while. And now it's like a fly, and I don't think it's a mosquito bite, but it was a fly that just flew around. And I just feel like it's weird because this is like now becoming a routine because they're not around until I get on here, and then boom, I'm one. But anyway, that just freaked me out because I'm like, yo, like how many flies are going to continue to bother me while I'm on here? Like, disturbing me, especially when I'm trying to get into my point. I'm trying to get into my little history, and then a fly come. I'm gonna look up to see what flies mean because it might mean something. Hey DC Hodge, I haven't looked at the comments because unfortunately I'm trying to get as much as I can out as usual. Some of the flies are robotic, possibly. I believe it. I believe everything. I believe because the weird thing about flies, you got all the space and opportunity outside. Why would you want to be in here? Like, and then when I'm trying to open the window out for you to get out alive, and you want to stay in here, then meet your fate. Meet your fate. But anyway, I don't know. I think that they are bugged. Like they're bugs, and they're bugging us. Like bugged, and because that's probably where they're getting all my information from. But anyway, I believe that. So anyway, yeah, so they're beating us in the head with Queen Elizabeth, right? Because Queen Elizabeth been Queen Elizabeth since like the 1300s. I kind of like did mad research behind this lady. I said, look, all this stuff that been signed off on has been Queen Elizabeth's name. So I'm like, who is she? You see what I'm saying? And who is she related to? And once you go digging into all that, it leads all the way back here. Like the first original Queen Elizabeth was Queen of York. And I was just trying to go to York Street the other day, which is now considered the Dumbo area. And if y'all can't put that connection together, I don't know. This is the class for like advanced people of Adam. So excuse me if some people are probably freaking lost. Like, especially if you're not like from New York or any of the main states. Like if you're from California, I'm not from California, but because I'm from New York and we're fast paced, I know a lot about other cities that's fast paced like New York. So if you're not from fast paced cities, you might not really catch on to most of the stuff that we're trying to explain about certain places here, like certain sites in if you're not really like connected to the to the grapevine, you damn sure ain't probably gonna keep up with most of the stuff I'm saying in my lingo and all that other stuff. But this is for the people that get it. This is definitely an advanced class where I go over a lot of references and things like that, and hopefully you can remember from other things that I've said and going forward on how I try to connect everything. And on top of that, a lot of the things that I say, if you kind of can understand, like where I'm saying Queen of York is like, where would she be coming from with the title of York, and then it becomes Queen of Britain? How does that transition happen? And that's where the Queen Elizabeth first, and then it's Queen Elizabeth number two, and Queen Elizabeth number two isn't even the daughter of Queen Elizabeth the first. So it's a big whole scam with that name because that name is probably on the scroll because she's the daughter of Aaron, that is the person that I can't really like. Is he like the cover? Like he's like the top guy. He's kind of I think Aaron is like Solomon. He is like of Jacob of the birthright. Like I believe that's who that person is. So anyway, and so because he only had Elizabeth, she would be the only heir to that throne. And that's why they use Elizabeth's name, and this is why they're taking Elizabeth out. And I don't know if that's a good thing. It's a good thing because Elizabeth has been, you know, she became us. She did a transfer. She did a switcheroo, and now she's kind of like throwing the title away, where because now Russia and China, that has no connection to the British or to the English, which is us. The split Wales, the split of the America that the British united by kicking us out. Now the Russian and the Chinese people in the Pacific Islanders are more so taking over and kicking now the West Indian part out. But I'm gonna try to explain all of that because like literally all the West Indians are not getting kicked out because the people that the West Indians are affiliated with, which is the Africans, those people are still in play. You're not gonna overthrow Bruno, okay? And this would be a depiction of Bruno and what I mean by Bruno. Let me see if I can find that picture. I don't know what the hell. I'm pissed that I couldn't find that Beyonce video because I just had it and then like it disappeared. And I don't know how that happened. And I'm gonna start trying to come up prepared because a lot of times I don't be prepared at all. I just pop up and I'm not organized at all. So this will be the monarch of what I'm trying to explain. So you got the African Asiatic Bruno dude. This is the Olmec. This is where the statues are in the back of Mexico. This would be a Simon. And this guy also, he was like once a Neanderthal type, like Eve, like a descendant of Eve, like Venezuela Caucus, like the dead, like black. And this is like and I'm gonna find the map that's gonna help me out. The map. Somebody had a map up the other day of the old map. Now, this old map doesn't really necessarily mean that this is the way things were. It just means that they're trying to explain to you what was going on when everybody was jumping on our back. Like the map kind of explains, like, look, this is what was happening here. This is what was happening there. Let me see. I think it's in here. Let me show you the map so I can explain to you what I mean by like the caucus and how the father of Ham, the curse of Ham. Really, I can't believe I don't got none of this stuff in here. I'm not. Anyway, let's look at this. All right, let's see. Like, just to prove my point with the Britain. Like, yeah. So just to prove my point with the Britain. So they say New Britain is the largest island. New Britain. Remember I showed you where New Britain was? Yes, by Ocean Sheena, where the real mermaid under the sea people really are from. The Caucasians, the Asians, the Melanesians, the Micronesians. So New Britain was over there, right? It's the largest island in the Bismarck, Acapulco, whatever, Archipelago, part of the island regions of Papua New Guinea. Is a separate from New Guinea and is Solomon Sea, or with the island hop of Umboy, which remember I told y'all the Columbumba that's in Italy. So all of this is connected because remember the New Guinea is the Italian, which they say is mixed with African, of course, because this is all where they're coming from, right? So it says the Dampier of the whatever straits in the New Ireland. So you see who was in Ireland? Remember I told you these same people that went up by Alaska, they went to Ireland and they went. So this is the monk that went to Ireland, the Solomon, the melanated Asian people. Okay, these are all the same people. So you could see that a British person becomes British when they come over in America. Once they hit over in Washington, the real Washington, they become British because they're coming from over here, from the Barren Straits of Solomon Island. Okay? Solomon only means only man, only one man. And that only one man, which is our black men that went over, that Henson man, that Henson person that went in World War II, which is in the same area. And I'm going to explain World War One, World War II. It's just different regions tearing us up, taking our money like we owe them something. Like our men went out there having babies with them, and the next you know it's World War II, you owe us money. You know, like how they say, like, oh, hey, Miss Fufu, I met you dead broken naked, and now you want half. Like, it's the same concept. Like, we went over there smashing something, and now they coming over for the kingdom. Like, you owe me, nah, because these Britain people, when they become British, I'm gonna show you what they look like. I'm gonna show you what they look like when they turn British. Okay, this is no joke over here, right? They all after our Jews, our men Jews, which is the sperm, King Jews. That's their Jew. The actual Jew man is actually just saying he has the Jews. He has the Jew. He has the crown Jews. You see, it was only one destitute man here, which was Adam. All right. So that's where you get the two destitute prostitutes, the widows, and then you start getting the Amazon woman and her children, which is the descendants of Eve, and also the descendants of Adam. And the descendants of Eve go get deep. They have a lot of the descendants of Eve they birth these people. They birth the Jew. And this Jew is nothing but a Latin person from Latin America. They're like Cubans, they're Arabs, they're Armenians, they're Jewish. These are Latin people, okay, with the flat noses. They also are in Egypt as well. These are Armenians from Latin America, and these are Arabs from because they come from the land of Cain, which is the father of Ham, and then it's the son that's in Africa. These are descendants. These are all his children. Bruno. This is Bruno's kids. Okay. So let me find Bruno again. I don't know what just happened to that picture. Okay, and here goes his other child in the back. Don't let him be in the corner and don't let him see you. Look at him. That's his kid too. That's the Asian man. Okay, so you see, and he has that little flat hat because the Asian man kind of becomes Moroccan and all that too, with the fizz hat, all under the control of Bruno, Eve descendant, Olmec, Neanderthal. Okay, and in my opinion, okay, and it's not really my opinion because I have a lot of articles to back me up. I have a lot of articles to tell you that I'm not playing around with what I'm trying to explain, okay? Like this isn't no joke. It's the beef is between Alvin and Simon, and Simon will be Bruno, and we got to figure out why the birthright was stolen from us. Okay, because when Queen of York became Queen of Britain, then George Washington was able to sign off. Soon as it happened, after they were fighting, Amsterdam and the Netherlands were fighting us, saying that, well, Americans saying that we wrote a deal with them, but they were saying that we didn't understand contracts, so we kind of sold our land or Manhattan or whatever to the Dutch. And then when the Amsterdam people came, they was like, "Oh, you sold it to us for $24 a trinkets." The Manhattan and Massachusetts and all this stuff, whatever. So mind you, you gotta understand the Dutch people are French people from France. I have all this stuff, but unfortunately, I can't show y'all all this stuff in my phone. It's gonna take me forever. That's why I hope you guys just take my word for it. I try to explain as much as I can. So along with English, like I'm not gonna be able to explain all this today, unfortunately, because I'm gonna be up here for mad long if I try to explain it. So like with English, right? So people say like old English. Old English has nothing to do with our English. Old English is a Germanic, is German, is Germanic speaking. So when they say old English, they're just talking about a Germanic person claiming that they speak English. But we all know that Germans don't even speak English, right? So it wouldn't even make no sense that a Germanic person would have old English and that we would learn English from them. That would make no sense whatsoever. We would never be able to learn English from a German, okay? It just won't make any sense. Because in reality, they just lied and stole it because the English really comes from us. Why did that just shut off like that? Like, you kidding me? Like, it's not easy to find these goddamn fucking things. And then you see what they do. I'm going to get into the Torah. I'm going to get into the Torah and everything. They're going to be hating. Because the Torah ain't nothing but the House of Tudor and the House of Scott. And the House of Tudor and the House of Scott was from here. And this is our dukes and our earls, okay? Queen Elizabeth was a daughter of Owen Tudor, which was an Earl of Richmond, which is Virginia, right? So the Torah is nothing but them stealing the lineage of House of Tudor, okay, which is like the Stuart family. And I'm going to try to explain it as much as I can because it was stolen. The Torah means nothing but in Hebrew, it means to teach. Just like the Tudor, the House of Tudor, which you could find Tudor Street in New York. You could find Tudor Street in New York. It's in Manhattan. Tudor, Manhattan. Tudor Street. Okay, so you see it's a Tudor Street in Manhattan. So they have like a whole area. And you see how right here it says like Dutch houses across the water or whatever. So just know that this is all going down. It's all going down here, right? Because we are the House of Tudor. We are the House of Scott, right? And with Scotland, see Scotland and Ireland are kind of like the same situation like in America. Where the British, our other half of siblings, or whatever they are to us, cousin, sibling, whatever, like Bruno, Alvin, and Simon, whatever way you want to look at them, all these stories are about the same people. Like Moses, Jesus, all these stories about the same people. It is not a bunch of different stories. They're just using these names in a different language. Moses took people halfway and then just Josiah. No, not just who's the guy? Something Jackson. Remember the guy showed y'all Josiah from Dawson Creek. Josiah, right? Joshua, right? Joshua Jackson. Not saying Joshua Jackson, but Joshua is Jesus. Is, he took over from Moses and brought them over here. So you got to understand that this is all just one story. All these other people, Jesus will be on this side of the town with King David and Solomon and them, and then we will have King George and King James on the east side. So you got to understand that these are two different sides, two different kingdoms that were split, and they have their right and we had our right. All right. So I'm not sure if you guys are following me. Just like with Jesse, like Jesse is short for Jesus, and Jesse was King David's father, right? So they'll say this is in the land of Judah, right? But we all know that Judah really stands for Utah, just like how Azul and blue is Judah and Utah, right? Because we are speaking with Judah in Hebrew, but in English it'll be Utah. So I have information. I have all the information here, but I'm not going to be able to freaking find it. Where they tell you how King David was working the uplands in Judah. So if you look up in Utah, the uplands in Utah, you'll see that Utah has uplands. So in the Bible, it literally tells you a scripture of King David going to work in the uplands or whatever. And then if you look into Utah, Utah had uplands. It's not a coincidence that Utah will have uplands, and it's the same place that they're saying is Judah, and Utah has it. You see what I'm trying to say? So King David could be the son of Jesus, which would be of what? James, right? Because King James of Scotland will be connected to Ireland and all that. They were all in cahoots and with us. So let me explain how Scotland in New York, well, the York at the time of York, because it used to be called York before it was New York. So York is the lowlands, like Scotland is the Highlanders, right? Like Highlanders, and then York, not Ireland, not lower. York and New York will be the lowlands, and the lowlands is the whole Turtle Island, and it's between the Alcapucha Mountain and the Great Plains of Canada. That's considered the lowlands, and then the Highlands will be Scotland. So you see how our Scotland will be really the main part will be here in America, and then they go on to the Highlands where they were making like whiskey, malt type whiskey, which they originally started in Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, or whatever in Tennessee. So it goes from Tennessee of them doing good whiskey, like good brand whiskey, to like going to the Highlands where they also could make whiskey. If they have moss whiskey out there, but it's like a thicker moss malt kind of whiskey. So it's a different kind of whiskey. It's not as good as the one in America in Tennessee, because when you get out of our region, it's not as you're not going to get as good quality. So anyway, so that's the connection to Scotland up Highland, and Scotland in the lowland over in here. So anyway, now we're dealing with Scotland in the Highlands, and the invasion of the people coming from France, from the going into the Yorkshires and up into Scotland, and then it becoming like the War of Roses. Okay, we're gonna have to go back into the War of Roses, and this is where the Titanic and things like that will take place, because now they're taking our lineage along. This is all happening in the 1900s too, like the late 1800s to the not even literally the late 1800s. When you get to the east, we're literally like in the 1900s. But when you're in the west, we're kind of like in the 1800s or whatever. So anyway, I want to try to find. I don't know why I can't find absolutely nothing, but I have a lot of information, and I'm not going to be able to explain this. It's just way too much. It's way too much to kind of make sense of it. So yeah, what I was trying to say about the English, right? So English is our language, and our English is not Old English. Old English is from Germanic. Our English is from the elders. English starts from the elders, from the old. Old English ain't got nothing to do with the elders. It's just Old English because it's Germanic. It's just a Germanic. So I'm assuming that when the Germans came over here, when they were learning English, they were learning their own English. I don't know why they call it old. That's their business. I guess because they're considering English is stemming off of old. You see what I'm saying? So they're saying, "Oh, this is old English. This is the L. This is how they speak." Because only people that really got elders is us. We the only ones that have the elders. Okay? I don't want to hear about nobody having no elders. It's not true. We are the only ones that have grandparents. We have grandparents. Like grand, like they're grand. Like the grand. You know what I have other races? They have the grand master. Like the grand master. But we have grandparents. So, you know, like the grand master means like the biggest master of them all. So that means our grandparents are the biggest parents of them all. We have the grandparents. Other people have like abuelas, or they have like umas, or like what else do they call their people? Like they call them all kinds of names. Nonas, umos, echo, I don't know. We the only people that have grandparents. Okay, we call them grandparents. We don't call them nothing else. We don't call them nunos. We don't call them nomads. None of that. Because our grandparents are the originators, okay? They're the original gangsters. They're the original G's. And the G, man, the G stands for genius, genealogy. When you look at, I can't show you everything. I wish I had everything like boom, boom, boom. Because I have documentation for everything I say. They have like, I can't go into that. I'm not going to go into that. So let me just stick to the script, right? Oh, this is going to be hard to explain. Okay, let me see how I'm explaining this. All right, let's do that one. I couldn't find Beyonce mother's thing. I just went on to history, okay? Sorry about that, but I am going to try to look for Beyonce's mother video before I get off of this. So, as you can see, Queen Elizabeth, the first Elizabeth, is Queen of Europe. And let me see if I can find it up here, because I do have some stuff queued up. Let's see how it works. Okay. I'm going to see if I can find the Queen of Elizabeth thing. Okay. So as you can see, Moses and Josiah. Remember I told you it's Josiah Jackson, right? And then you got to remember that Jesse, we have Jesse Jackson and Jesse James. So don't think that Jesse James being so important in history and Jesse Jackson being very important in history is different time frames of that same name. Like, do you understand what I'm saying? It's like different time. That Jesse is the old Jesse of, you know, King David or whatever, right? But then after that time frame, we get Jesse James, which I told you Jesse King David could be King James because this Jesus, Jesse is short for Jesus, and Jesus stands for James and all that. You see what I'm saying? Because James and Jesus were brothers, right? But they're saying that Jesus never really existed. That Jesus might be James because Joseph was the father of Jesus, but Joseph was the father of James. You see, I know it makes no sense because that's what they did to us. See what I'm trying to say? They played the game with one person and made them 5 different people in different languages. That's the way it works. All right. So Jesse here for King David. Now in a different time frame, like let's say the Western times. Now we're in the Western times. Now he's Jesse James. Coincidence? Coincidence that he's important too? I don't think so. Now let's skip forward to our time frame when they was putting us all in the projects and change on. We got Jesse Jackson. Coincidence? Because Jackson will stand for Jacob, James, all of it's all the same person tying together. Okay? Joshua Jackson, like Dawson Creek, and Joshua, the same guy that helped Moses. Now we know that Moses is Aaron's brother. So we all know that these people are related directly. Okay? Like that's what I'm trying to explain to you. Like you gotta start seeing the time periods and seeing that it just kind of like overlaps each other and none of it makes any sense because they're all talking about the same person. All right. So Elizabeth the First is the Virgin Queen, right? Oh God. So you see how let me circle it. Let me circle, do a big circle. You see how it says Virgin Queen right here? I wanted to highlight it, but it's not highlighted. So Virgin Queen, I think is hilarious because mind you, her father is Owen Tudor, right? Earl from Richmond. So you think her being a virgin like Virginia and her father being the Earl from Richmond, like Richmond, Virginia. You see what I'm saying? And then Elizabeth First is really the from York, which is in America. Now look at the image they give you of Elizabeth's father. Now this is the father of King Henry, and they give you a picture of an Indian. So why would you give us all these pictures of all these people, right? And then when it comes down to the Earl guy of who they all descend from, all of these people descend from this, right? So we already know that Prince Philip in Edinburgh was in America. So that means the Covenant in Edinburgh will be in America. I'm going to show you that map when I get a chance. I'm going to show you the map. So you see how it's George Gillespie here where this is year 1613. And they're saying he was Scottish. So we gotta understand that George Gillespie wouldn't be from Scottish Highland. He'll be from Scottish Lowland, which is the Turtle Island Native America. So this is why George Gillespie, the Gillespie name, got kicked off, and they put Washington there because Washington would be on the other side of Turtle Island. He'll be across the Akapicha Mountains, which means they're no longer protected by that shield anymore when you get to the Wild Wild West, which is where the Washington name would come in, where the birthright got stolen, right? And so did the Elizabeth name. Elizabeth of York became Elizabeth of Britain, and then George Gillespie became George Washington, and then Thomas Jefferson disappeared. Like a lot of it, when you look into this stuff, I can't believe no one cared about all this information that was given. So you see the Earl of Richmond is this Indian dude right here, bro. He is the beginning, the father. Or if all these people are white, where would this guy come from? Why would they show us a picture of this Indian dude? And we all know that the native Indian, they can only show you a picture of him, but they'll show you all these other pictures of these people like this. But they won't show, they'll show you Omar, which is his father. It's supposed to be and he's the Lord of Ireland, and he sees the crown. He's the King of England and the Lord of Ireland. So the King of England, and he ruled over. The Lord means like he's the landlord of Ireland. He's not the King of Ireland, but he's the King of England. That means that this regular black guy, if you have a brain, because King of England means he'll be on this side of America, right? Is the Lord of the monks, the British people that went over there. He's in charge of them. So anyway, and then mind you, this would be his father, which would make more sense of Richmond. And he had the daughter of the first Elizabeth, right? And the first Elizabeth married what you call it King George or whichever one. I don't know. I can't explain to you all of this stuff. Now it all ties back into the Boston Massacre. Remember when I was telling you about this guy, Atticus? How he looked, yeah, that's why he was the only one shot. Now does it make more sense why he was shot in the Boston Massacre? Massachusetts? Because if these people are the ones in control, this Indian dude, I'm not shocked that when it was time to get all into the fights, that you'll have this black guy getting killed, and not these other people. So anyway, let's continue on to the House of Stuart, England, Ireland, and later Great Britain, right? So that would be the House of Stuart. Now we already told you who the King of England was. So we already know who the House of Stuart is, right? And the House of Stuart is the House of Tudor. which is the teachers, and we already know who the teachers are. My mother has her master's degree in education. We are the educators. It's hard to say that our kind are not the ones that are teaching and educating. So this is where the house of tutors will be coming from, and this is where the Torah will be stealing it's basically just saying to teach, to be the teachers. They're the teachers of English history, of golden age English history. The period is seen as a golden age of English history. All right. So let's see. I want to try to find certain stuff, but I don't know what's going on. Oh, okay, yeah. So as you can see with the Torah is in Hebrew. So tutor will be English, Torah will be Hebrew. If you haven't realized by now, Hebrew will be a brew of he. So these are like probably a mix of he. You already know who he is. He is El. And El is like Israel. Israel is 3 syllables, which means which is Islam, Ra, which is Rastafarian, Caribbeans, which includes the Spanish and the French, and then El, which is he, which is him, which is that nigga. But anyway, we're not gonna go into that. But of course, Hebrew will be a brew of he, which will be, in my opinion, the is and the Ra, not L. It will be the is and the Ra, which is Simon and Theodore. Okay, so that will be the children of Israel. We will be Israelites, all 3 of us together. So anyway, let's continue. So you already see what I'm trying to explain here is you see who stole. If the Torah is the one in control, right? You see who really stole the Torah, the tutor from the Torah. It will be the brew that stole from he. The Hebrew stole from he. Hebrew will be the mix of Adam and Eve, not of Adam. He will be a brew of Adam. But anyway, I don't know if you guys can understand that. I hope you guys are just as advanced as I'm trying to be. I got to keep going forward. I can't really explain more than what I'm explaining. So anyway, what else? I'm just trying to find Queen Elizabeth. So you know what? I'm not going to continue to look. So basically, the colony of Netherlands and the colony of Amsterdam came on to New York at the time that was called York and was fighting us. They said that they bought the land, but they didn't buy nothing from nobody because they didn't have to do all that fighting and all that massacring if they bought it fair and square. So anyway, as they show you, the colony of New Netherlands was established by the Dutch West Indian Company. So you see, it's the West Indians. It clearly tell you the Dutch is the West Indians, and they grew up to income. They from 1624 they grew and encompassed all of present day New York City and Long Island, Connecticut, and New Jersey. A successful Dutch settlement in the colony grew the southern tip of Manhattan Island and Christian of New Amsterdam. So I don't know if you guys are even following me on what I'm trying to explain here on if the Dutch Indian came here, right? And remember they said in Central Park that it was a bunch of black Negroes that lived with rich Dutch people as well. So we already know that the Negroes ain't going to be these Dutch Netherland people that came. So we're not them, right? But even though they're all up in here, we were here and we were dealing with them because this is the British. This is the people coming from Britain, New Guinea, and all that stuff, right? That's Solomon and them people. That's on the other side, the west side. And we got to understand that they had a big fight over here. All right? So I'm trying to find a lot of stuff, but I'm not going to be able to find it. I'm going to have to go to my phone. I'm going to have to go to my phone because okay, so here goes Elizabeth of York, right? Ooh, child. So let's see what I'm trying to see here. Okay, so we already know that the Duke is the highest rank, right? So Duke, you gotta think of Duke and Duchess, and that's where Caesar will come in at, and Duchess from Black Ink. Remember, Duchess was from North Carolina. So the Duke of Richmond, see, the Duke will be like hot, like Duke University, which is like a school you could go to in North Carolina. Duke University is like the Hunchback of Notre Dame or whatever like that. So all this stuff is symbolic. Okay, like that's where all our military was at. That has been taken over. That's where they get the going to see the Wizard of Oz and all that stuff. Like if you look at the old books of the Wizard of Oz, they were literally trying to find North Carolina. And North Carolina has like a place that's called like Emerald something. And it was like, anyway, I'm not going to get into that either. It's a lot. I don't have any information to back it up. What's going on here? All right. So anyway, let me go back to YouTube. Where are you guys at? Did I lose you guys? Oh God. Let me see what happened here. That's not good. See, this is why I don't deal with this stuff. Now I think I lost everybody. Let me see if I'm still taping. Okay, I'm still here. But I can't find a chat now. Okay, well, let's see. Let me try one more time. I don't know what happened to the chat. How did I lose the chat? That's weird. Let me see if I could just jump back on the chat. I don't know if I could do that. What happened here? Okay. This is what happened when you try to look into everything. Stupid stuff like this happens, and okay, I'm not gonna be able to find it that way. Let me see if I can put it back up, and if I'm even still online. Okay, that sucks. Ooh, child. Now, see, that's why I'm gonna have to just. Okay, so I am still live. Let me see if I could go to the chat. I don't know where the chat is at. Okay, I guess I lost the chat. I don't know. I don't know how to get back to the chat. Okay, I guess I lost the chat. I don't know how to get back to the chat. Oh my god. I see that I'm still live though, but that sucks because I literally can't see nothing. Okay, I think this is the chat right here, possibly, right? I just gotta empty. Can y'all still hear me? I don't know if I can still hear me. Oh, this don't work well. Somebody's trying to help me. Thank you, Brad Hanley. I don't know what happened. That's why I don't even like play around with this. He said minimize the window. I know, but I don't think it's I think I had X'd out of it. I think that's what happened. It's okay. I think I can see the chat from here, so that's good. That's good enough. I don't know if you guys can still hear me. If not, y'all can always say no. But yeah, that just made me. It done put my blood pressure up now. I don't know what just happened. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to just use my phone going forward because I'm gonna have to get a new setup because this setup, this laptop really like I feel like the laptop is what really made me not come up here so often because it's so slow and annoying, and I don't really know how to fix it, and I really don't even want to deal with it to even fix it. But anyway, the point I was trying to make there, I be trying to make a lot of points, but I'm just gonna show you some quick things, and I'm gonna get out of here because that done made my blood pressure go up because I don't like to not know what I'm doing and be confused. And I just can't figure out, and it's not like on purpose. I think it just be cutting off on its own because I did not click out that box. So anyway, let me show you how I caught Queen Elizabeth. I caught the first queen. of Elizabeth lying. Right? Let me see where we got her lying at. Right? So anyway, let's show, as I showed y'all already, all the massacres. This is the whole Turtle Island. Right? This is the whole Turtle Island. Let me flip it just in case. Yeah. Let me flip it so you guys can get a good look. Okay, yeah, so this is the whole, like, most of the Turtle Island. And as you can see, all of the black massacres that happen here. Now, mind you, you got to understand that when I say black, I don't want you thinking West Indian or Bruno and them. Because the only people that was getting hung on them trees was Negroes. I didn't see not one African person. I didn't see not one Spanish person. I didn't see not one West Indian person. I did not see not one white Caucasian person get hung on them trees and get their balls uh, cut off and and get set on fire. I didn't see not one person. Son, really? Oh my God, they really playing with me right now. Yeah, I didn't see not one person. I didn't see not one person get hung on the trees and murdered, mass murdered, and have all these laws put on them besides the American Negro. No other race was getting put on them trees. I didn't see not one of them African slaves that they show you in them pictures. You know how they show you all those African slaves in those pictures that came over here? I didn't see not one of those people get hung on a tree and get their balls cut off and set on fire. This is all just the American Negro with woolly hair. Just us. Not the ones with the coolie hair. Not the ones with the real tough Brillo patch hair. The ones with the hair. You know, hair wool is very distinct. When they say hair wool, they try to show you all kinds of hair texture. Like, it's us, it's us. No, hair wool is a very distinct kind of hair. So we're talking about hair wool. We're not talking about the very thick, rough hair that barely could go. We're not talking about the real fine, coolie hair. We're talking about hair wool. These are the only people that was getting killed, murdered, having a bunch of laws put on them, having a bunch of stuff happen to them. This is only these people. So now, as you can see, the time frame, if you can see all the years, now would this make any sense that the years are all in, you can't find nothing before the 19, like 18, like the oldest time frame I think is like 1866. So you could clearly see that this stuff is all recently just happening to us, and it's still, they are still. This is like World War II. They're into phase 3 right now. To the same the project. This is the same project of getting rid of this area, tearing this area up, stealing everything that they could think of. So they're in phase 3 of still tearing us up. They're not. We're in today now. They're making it seem like, oh, it happened mad long ago. No, it happened a while ago, and it's still happening right now. Y'all in progress of phase 3. Okay, so and mind you, everybody know this is the last war. So you gotta understand, what does that even mean? Because prophet, it's been written already. Okay? They're not playing about, it's been written already. Like, they're gonna make sure what's written occurs. Okay? So we gotta worry about what's gonna occur then. Well, what was written? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let me continue on. So let me show you how Queen Elizabeth was lying, right? I call her lying. So one moment. Let me find where she lied at. This lady gonna say she was having three kids. Okay. So as you can see, Queen Elizabeth, this is the area that she takes over. Just oh, God damn it, yo. It's like I can't, nothing is working right now. Like, everything that I'm trying to show you keeps disappearing and all kinds of shit. Now I don't have it. Okay, well. Oh my God. Okay. That ain't what I wanted to do either. What the hell? What does this say? Yeah, so as you can see, they say that the Dutch tribe. Wait, well, yes, the South. Yeah, so the Zulus are mainly from South Africa, right? And they show you that I don't have nothing in order. Like literally, so sad. Like I can't even make my points because everything is so all over the place. Okay, that's what I was trying to show, and it keeps fucking disappearing for some reason. Okay, so they kind of show you in color code. They kind of show you in color code of the regions of these of, as you can see, in 1952, the Queen Elizabeth, she was head of United Kingdoms, which is over there in the Yorkshires and Scotland and Ireland. Then it's Canada, Australia. They're all connected. New Zealand, South Africa, Pakistan, Ceylon, which is I think Africa as well, and whatever other realms. I don't know. So you kind of see like they give you the people that we're talking about. They give you how you see how with the map. You see how it don't include Alaska or us. Like this is our region. Alaska, the United States, then it goes here. And then it gets real sketchy. This is still all Negroes. But of course these people will have, when it gets to Venezuela, and stuff, it change everything changes. So you got the red and the blue. Okay? And then the white, the Dutch is from here. They will be from here. Like in right here. It's not colored. It's not colored. It's right here. That would be the Dutch. And the Dutch in the Netherlands are the ones that came over here and was fighting in New York and stuff. This is the French black Huguenots that was coming on and coming across to Montreal and to coming over here. So we are dealing with all these people. These people, this is the Scotland, Ireland, the Great Britain. Then you got some places in Africa, and the and this is what is this? I don't know what this is. Whatever. But anyway, as you can see, just to show you that they're not the same of us. They don't show you our areas, not going to be coded in there. So this Queen of Elizabeth is supposed to have been born in 19 something. The first Queen Elizabeth was born in like they say the 1400s or something like that, right? So anyway, like I'm telling you, all this stuff is just the same person that they're just passing down. She's not even a real person. So it's not a coincidence that they all are talking about this because it's been 50 years to date for the Magic Kingdom. It's 50 years, right? So I want to show y'all the definition of the Jubilee to show y'all what the Jubilee is, right? Let's find the Jubilee definition. So basically, the Jubilee is every 25 to 50 years. Okay, I wanted to show y'all this too. Okay, so every 25 to 50 years, they change. Let me see if I can find it. See, as you can see with the Florida Treaty. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to find nothing. None of this shit is working. Let me see if I can Google it. Um, Jubilee contract. See, none of this stuff works out for me. This is annoying. Okay. I really want to see the ones that I have because this doesn't really give good information the way the stuff that I take pictures of. So basically, a jubilee is a special anniversary that happens every 50 years. They said the last jubilee happened in 1999 to 2000. I gotta find them. Let me see if I can find it because this is driving me nuts that I don't have the documents and I have it in here, but I can't find nothing for some reason. Oh my god. Okay, anyway, let me see. Oh, so let me look if I can find a Jubilee definition because I have a better definition in here. Sometimes when I try to find stuff, it won't show the same definition as what I was trying to find before. Okay. So as you can see, they try to say like, oh, he's the king of Wales. But you got to understand this small little area of Wales or this small little area of Scotland is not going to be where a big kingdom, all this kingship happened. It's not going to be in that small little area. So they just stole it and just tried to put it on a hierarchy because this is going to be the highest archy of the plane that we live in. It's the highest archy. So they try to put it in a hierarchy and say, oh, well, we're the hierarchy. But this is really, these little areas is not going to withhold all those kingdoms and everything that was happening. They just put it in this area, right? Um, yeah, so so as you can see, they'll say that the Yorkshires was England and this is France, but it really happened in America. Okay, here goes the map that I was going to show you guys. But I wanted to show you more stuff about Queen Elizabeth because she was lying and I caught her in a lie. Let me see. Let me flip this. Okay, so you can see what I was talking about with the map now, right? I got this map off of King World 2020. I believe he has a big following. If you don't know him on YouTube, you go check his page out. I don't really follow most of the stuff, but I do check some of his stuff out. But anyway, he did have posted this map, and this map literally shows exactly what I'm trying to explain. The map literally shows what I'm trying to explain here, right? So this whole thing will be Wales. This whole United States will be the well, right? And I already showed you the pictures of the animals of the states, right? So if you could see here, we have Greece, like Greek. Remember how I told you that guy Atticus, Christopher Atticus? When they said they try to in school, they try to say he's a slave or whatever, right? But then when I showed y'all the definition of him, they said that come to find out he wasn't even a slave. He was an African American mixed with Native American, and he was like somebody that dealt like would be on the boats or whatever. Like he was like one of them shipmen or whatever. But anyway, the point is that his name being Christopher Atticus sounded like a Greek name, like a Greek. But that's not by accident that he was in Boston, Massachusetts with that name. Him being a black man that was not a slave. They saying he was a Native American or whatever. And then here in the same area, there in the old map, they're showing that this was Greece, right? So now you got to remember that from Georgia down to this whole line was our whole empire where they were fighting. Remember I showed you the color coding of when they were coming across and fighting us? So you got to see on this map, right? Look at the names. This is Edinburgh, the whole Turtle Island, Edinburgh. So George Gillespie will be the king. King George will be the king of Edinburgh here, not the fake one. Okay. So as you can see in Atlanta, you have Egypt, because Egypt will be the ones going to French, like the French And the palette, you see how all on the shores where we don't mess with is the Palestine and the Arabs and all that stuff on the shores. Oh, that is a mosquito bite. Oh my god. Oh, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to get out of here then. I can't believe it's another mosquito bite. That's crazy. And you saw how I tried to show y'all this and the mosquito could bite. He came in and tried to attack me just now. That I am about to get out of here. I'm so creeped out by me trying to give information nowadays that it's not even funny. And I think he bit me on the side of my face. Oh my god, he bit me. Wow, he bit me on the side of my face, bro. I'm getting out of here. Like, this isn't cute. He just tried to jump in my face just now. Wow. Oh god, I'm gonna try to wrap this up now. I'm gonna try to wrap this up because that's crazy that a mosquito bite is in here biting me, and I didn't see one all week or 2 weeks since I've been on here. I didn't see one all day, and then when I get to history, I didn't even see them when I was doing the celebrity rant. But once I get into history, a mosquito bite is tearing me. It just bit the side of my face. I don't know if you can see that. Like, are you kidding me? Anyway, so what I was talking about Greeks, right? So here goes the Egyptian, and then because this is the Huguenots. This is Augustine. This is Augustine buying, and he's French black. You know, I just showed you one of his descendants that was rapping. He was like, "Ooh, I don't know what that guy was saying, but that would be one of them, shaking his head, acting all wild. That would be him. That and so now you got Sparta, which is Georgia, right? And mind you, they had that fight at the Georgia Stone. Remember that fight, and that's where they have Juneteenth at. So why would they name it Sparta? They name it Sparta because that's where our 300, that's where our men, the fighting men of King George, their whole army, their team, that's where George and all of them were fighting at. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't mean that this is Egypt. It's just trying to explain to you what kind of people and what was going on here. All right? And that they pushed it out because they wanted the story to make sense. They don't want you to know that the story was here. It was all about us, right? There is a small bug zapper that you can buy. Oh, I would have to look into that. Hey, Lisa French, I would have to look into that because obviously I can't even do a live no more without a mosquito bite trying to kill me, and they literally don't even act up during the rest of the week. So that's weird. And they dead trying to make it look like I don't keep a clean home or something. But like, because at the end of the day, it seems like every time I'm coming up here, I'm like like, and that's like what is that? But anyway, I'm gonna have to get into the. I'm gonna have to be. I wanted to be done with this, but I see I'm not gonna be able to be done with this. So most of these people, man, like they are, they are coming from. Like you gotta understand that these are like you see, Cumio, whatever this guy name is. I do not deal with this guy at all because something's wrong with this guy. Like I don't know what's wrong with him, but he cray cray. He be saying, like, I think ever since I called swafty people sweaty, like, I was like, oh, swafty just means sweaty, because swafty does mean sweaty. It means you're getting hot and sweaty blackened. And now when he say swafty, he say it like he proving a point, like, oh, they're swafty, which means they're dark. Every time he's talking about it be on the west side. And I already explained to you that the west side, they're getting dark cherry. They're getting dark cherry like Jesus, because Jesus is intermixing British and English, which means they're mixing with our apple with their blue black, and it's making black cherry. I know that might not make no sense, but that's what happened. All right, that's what Jesus represents. Combining of the British in English, which we were a split kingdom. We were a split kingdom at one point. So okay, so anyway, I would say Kill Cumio. I would say Kill Cumio because he sucks. Like, first of all, he's not even of a swarthy color. So I cannot stand people. I cannot stand people that try to give us history and shove it down our throats, and they not even a part of the pack. They're not even part of the wolf pack. Like, if you don't go away, now he might be related to the swarthy side, and that's why he's so adamant about talking about George Washington and all of the West Side. But Cumio can't give you no information about the East Side. Tell him to do a whole show about the East Side. And I bet you he'll give you some weird slave sad story about Harriet Tubman, and she doesn't even exist. Harriet Tubman is really the fake character from Uncle Tom's Cabin with the Henson dude and Harriet Beecher. And Harriet Beecher is actually a white woman, like not white or whatever, like whatever they are, Victoria, whatever. So that's what Harriet. So people got to understand that it's a lot of swapping going on. Harriet Tubman was not a black woman, just like George Washington wasn't a white man, and go on and so on. Okay? So I really cannot continue on any further because I feel like I'm gonna be here forever. But uh, I do want to show you the Native Americans. I just want to seal the deal on that it was people of our color, um, and not people of like this. Like people like of this, like they were showing people like this and acting like this is like the black people from like our time. But I already showed you old pictures of my family from the South. And none of my family members look like this. None of them. So whoever all these people are, look, they even have like white people in there. They got some Asian people in there. Look at this Asian person. Look at this. They sneaking them in there. Look at this. These people are not related to us. I don't know where they even came from. And you could tell they're in America. They're like in Brooklyn or whatever. Look how deep they are. They stick together. They stick together and they still stick together. This is not even that. This picture is not even that long ago. This is how we're getting harassed. They're us. They're us. They're us. They're us, man. It's so creepy and weird that they turned into us. They got all these images. Now you see how they make those people. They always got a person stuck in that big group. It's I can always point out. I was like, what is this and what is that? You will never see that in my family album. You'll never see an Asian and a white person in my family album. Like not of the pictures that I'm trying to explain to you of our descent of the South. Okay, so let me put in my one last point, and then I'm gonna have to probably pick it up another day because it's super late. And thanks for whoever is still with me. I am going to go through the comments before I go. Thank you for still sticking with me and coming on a late night on a Monday because I know a lot of people do have to get up as well as I do. But we do got to try to fit time in for things like this because they are still on the attack. It's not over. We have to somehow figure out what's the game plan and how can we be on the defense at all times. So anyway, I'm gonna have to get into the House of Scott and the House of Stewart, and also that Puff Daddy video that I did. I know a lot of people probably looking like, oh, that didn't make any sense, but that name, street, is also in the history of what I'm going over. So that's the guy Street, whatever his name was, something Street, that I said maybe playing the role of Puff Daddy, or of course is directly related. Puffy got to know this guy, right? It's all connected in the history. The whole street name, the name, last name Street, is connected into this. So I'm gonna have to figure all that out and make it organized so it can make more sense. But everything that I say, it definitely is for all adds up together. Everything that I say. But anyway, yeah, so these people are mixed with stuff like this, bro. Like they mix with stuff like this. I don't know what this is. I think this is a bat. They be mixed with bat blood. Look at this. Look, let me show you. I'm not playing like these people are aliens, bro. Yeah. So you got people like this. It's like the genes get all malfunctioned, okay? The genes get all malfunctioned. And I'm tired of people telling me about the nomads. The nomads are the Russians, and remember Cain went to the land of Nod. So let me see where's the Russian at. Let me find that. Just to show y'all that the Russians are Asians. They are the chilly willies. They go into the coldest. They're in the coldest regions because the way the sun is placed, it never hits the back of Russia. So Russia doesn't really get no sun. Like London gets a little bit of sun, it's all damp and dark, but Russia doesn't get anything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the coldest regions back there, and that's why they get all chilly willy and Asian looking, like Chinese looking, but not Chinese, but Asian. They're not Chinese quite yet. Chinese people are created. They figured out how to make those specific people for an army, but I'm not going to get into that either right now. Yeah, so you see the peace treaty for Adam. Like we had to literally do a peace treaty for these people. We were giving them parts of our land, parts of this, parts of that. The treaty Adam is just us trying to be cool with these people, or the war of Rose. All of this stuff is all in the same time. We were literally fighting everybody and their mother. That's all you need to know. With the Florida Purchase, but I can't get into explaining. I can't get into explaining the city of Augustine yet, but we will get into it. But I'm just not doing it right now. It's going to take too long. I just wanted to show you the one thing about the Native Americans. I don't know where the hell is that at. That's weird because I literally took a picture of it. Okay, here it is. This is going to solidify what I've been saying all along, and now it's not even up for debate no more. I'm going to show you a video of the Indians that they say are supposed to be Indians, and let me know if they fit this description of what they say is the Native American. All right. So I said, what is the Black Dutch race? So they said historically mixed race European Native Americans in some time. So they're basically saying the Black Dutch people that came over here, they're mixed race of European and us. European, not England. European. And I showed you where the European Caucasians are from. That's Solomon Island. So they're saying the Dutch people, which makes them British, is because they're mixed with the Solomon Island and the Native American person, right? Right. So they're saying, and sometimes full blood Native American families of the South adopted the term Black Dutch. They adopted. They just took upon the term. So we have full-blooded Native American families from the South. So that's where Native American people will be from, right? Not Native American. I mean, not Native Indian. You see, they did not make no mistakes by putting Native American Indian because we're Native Americans over here. So anyway, so full-blooded Native Americans, right? So what is a full-blooded Native American, right? Obviously, that person would not be mixed with no African, no European, none of that, right? They'll have their own full-blooded means they're not mixed with a goddamn thing, right? So they say right here so they say Black Irish first. So they said that they use the name Black Dutch or Black Irish, and they said they're first in Virginia, North Carolina, and Tennessee. Okay, so the full-blood Native American families of the South would adopt the names of Black. Well, they said adopted the term of Black Dutch for their own use, and to lesser extent Black Irish. So they're like Black Irish people because remember I told you this is the same West Indian that went to Ireland. So when they come over here and mix with us, pure Native Americans from Virginia, North Carolina, and Tennessee. So if you're from Virginia, if your whole family is from Virginia, North Carolina, or Tennessee, or from the South, you will be a full blood Native American. Do you get that? Is that making any sense to anybody? Why would they say full blooded Native American unless that person is not mixed with nothing but Native American? And they explain to you that that's in Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee, in the South. The South, okay? They don't tell you about nowhere else. They're not talking about nobody else. This is a pure breed Native American area, which is the tribe of God, okay? And I showed y'all that by text, all right? By text. People are coming upon us to take that title on. They want the Native American. Now, let me show you some mixed Native American and Dutch people. Let me show you what they look like. So y'all can understand how they look like they're mixed with us. That you could literally see that they mixed with us. You could literally see yo, my family member had a baby with these people. Like you could see it. And I'm going to show you how they look, who they look like. I'm going to show you it. Watch. Watch how I show you it. Mm-hmm. Watch. Right. Let's get the picture of a British person back in the days. This is what a British person back in the days would look like. Okay, I can never find nothing. This sucks. Okay. And tell me, they trying to say he looked like this. Don't he look West Indian? Like, is you kidding me? Anyway, his name wouldn't even be George. His name wouldn't. I don't know where they got Washington from, because that would be on the east side. It wouldn't be on the West Indian side. So let's see. We're a British person. Let me just want to show you. Oh, it's so weird that I can't never find nothing. Okay. I don't get why I can't find it. It should be easy. Ah, that's weird. I can't find a goddamn picture. Okay, so let's see. Let's look at some people that's not from here before they get mixed, right? Okay. Yeah, well, Black Cherokee, like it's free to pay attention. You said my granddad was a Black Cherokee. So if your dad was a Cherokee, he wouldn't be black, because usually, if he's a Cherokee from South Carolina, because that's where the Cherokees will be. Because I am part Cherokee and my family is from South Carolina. We wouldn't consider ourselves black, and we are not Aboriginals. Aboriginals come from Brazil in the back of Latin America. We will be the original people. Ab in the text means away. So you're basically saying away from the original people. Aboriginal means away. So we're Cherokee is definitely not away from Native Americas. The Aboriginal is away from the original person because they're on the other end of the aspect. But people will use Aboriginal if they want. But if you break up the syllables, just like Israel, all the syllables mean something. So we got Aboriginal. That's two syllables. Ab means away from the originals, and Cherokees will never be an Aboriginal. That's not a Cherokee. But I understand what you're saying. If you are a Cherokee, fine. But the terms are incorrect, and they use these terms to be incorrect on purpose, because they'll want you to say you're an Aboriginal to give them the props. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, let me show you how some of these people look before they got mixed with us, so you can understand their features. You gotta start seeing that features. You gotta see the turkey neck, the Jay Leno face. Like it's just like way too. Their face is just like way too big and long, right? Then you got like these Amish people, the Amsterdam people, the German, whatever. You know, they have very distinct looks, okay? Very distinct looks. And we got these, right? They have very distinct looks, right? Let's get some more looks in. Let's just get like they all look alike. These are all, you can tell they all family. All right? You all have this look. All right? Look at this guy. Oof. Chow. You know that I don't know who they think is the good looking people in the world, but I don't know what to say about some of these people and how they look. You see what I'm saying? You see what I mean? Okay. Then this is I'm trying to tell you. Like I showed you pictures of how we looked when we were young. When my family, they looked at well dressed. They didn't look like this. These kids look like they are in foster care or something. You saw how my family was getting down. My family looked nice. Like they all their old pictures. But and these supposed to be from slaves, right? But yet my family look better than their family. But anyway, not to be like mine is better than yours, but I'm just saying they have Pacific looks. They don't look that classy. Like, you know, their clothes just look so thrift store, like hand me down, right? Now, mind you, all these people are from Switzerland. They're Amish, Amsterdam, Switzerland people, right? So let me show you how they start to look when they mix with our breed, when they mix with the Native American, not the British, not the West Indian, when they mix with the Native American on this side. I'm going to show you how you could tell they mix with us. Like you could clearly see this is why they become British. And then they take over our area because they believe that they get half. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I get half. You messed with me. You mess with me, right? You want to talk to me, right? Now look at the Marquis of Angeles, right? This is the Marquis of Angeles. And he's a British descent. British descent. Now you telling me that a white person would try to have this much swag? Not only did he take our outfits from the 70s and put it on himself, he took our, oh my god, I gotta kill this thing. It's so fucking annoying. Oh, I think I killed it. No, I didn't catch it. Oh shit. I know he upset now. I tried to kill it and I didn't catch it. Anyway, yes, he tried to eat me again. Once I say stuff that they don't like, they get the mosquito, the bug, the robotic bug. They get the robotic bug on me. So yeah, as you can see, this man is clearly mixed. Oh my god, you know how long it took me to find that picture. Don't he look dressed way better than the people that I was showing you? That nigga got a little bit of swag in him now, right? He trying to act like he got a little swag. So, yeah, you can see that it's clear. It's clear that he has a wig on. He has wigs on, right? But you can clearly see that he is now, you know, he's not full breed of what I was showing y'all. That's not a full breed of the people from Scott Amish. This guy is clearly mixed. And this is why they call him British, because he still got that face, right? But then he start to look like us. The same way how I showed you that Jackson guy, that William Jackson guy, where they said his mother, his father died, and then he came to Virginia to fight for the British, you know? And he looked at kind of like us with that hair. Like, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, these people are mixed with us. It's clearly, this is mixed with a Negro. That looked like my family member had a baby with somebody. Like who, like, you know, like I could tell that my family member had a baby with someone. Like, oh, this your kid probably. You see what I'm saying? Now, mind you, um, yeah. So where was I wanted to show you one more British person so you could see the looks, right? So mind you, I'm like they're black. They're like you could see that person that I showed you. It's like they have this face, right? It's like they have these features. Like they're mixing with us. So you can see this is the people mixing with us. They're coming from the Bering Strait. And they're making that guy that I just showed you. Look at his face. Look at that. That long, she got that same kind of face like the Amish and stuff. So it's like they're mixing with us, bro. It's like, trust me. So these are the, like, you can see these are the people that's from Russia, and they call them nomads. They call them nomads. These are the short midget nomad people. And you clearly see that they're saying they're from Russia. Do you think a Russian looked like this? Because you didn't know that they were Asians, right? They're Asians. They're Chinese Asian descent. Okay? So you understand what's coming across the Bering Strait. Okay, so I can't really continue on with all of this as of today. I'm going to have to come back and hopefully I have things more prepared. So I do also want to show you that the Chinese person, y'all might not think that he may not be from here, but they are the only people that treat monkeys like they're their parents. Like they act like the monkey is related to them, how they treat them. Like they treat them like, oh, I love this monkey. Like it's their grand, like they worship them, you know? So then if you look at the monkey when he get wet, right? They say this is the Japanese, a Japanese manic, whatever he is, right? So if you could look up close, this look like a person. This doesn't look like a monkey. Look at really close. Look at like his face is hairy a little bit. But let me show you even more, right? So they say, oh, they're in the hot springs, whatever they be in the hot springs because they're on like mountains. They live on like volcanoes, and these people are living on volcanoes with them. Like these Asian people live out there on volcanoes, okay, where the water is hot. Like they're on freezing cold. It's freezing cold, but they got hot water because they're in volcanoes. All right, so let me go on. So take a real close look at this monkey when he get wet. Take a real good close look at this monkey when he get wet. Look at his skin. Look at his face and look at his skin. Look at how white his skin is. Look at his skin. It looks like an Asian person, right? Like if you cover this, don't this look like an Asian person body? I mean, I don't see what's the difference between him and the people that's in a picture with him. Like I don't like when you comparing people's faces and stuff. It's like I just showed you with the British dude. Like I showed you with them. Like you could see the British dude look like it's them and us mixed together. That's what it looks like. And then you could clearly see, look how white people look like. Like these are the people from Switzerland. Like without them being mixed. Without being mixed, okay? Without them being mixed, they got like this turkey neck, like it's no feeling. But then you got this guy when he comes to Britain. When he comes to Britain, he looks like one of us. Now here goes another mix, British descent. Another mix, British descent. Now it's clear as day. She looks like us. Like you see what I'm saying? So this is the British people. They're mixed with pure Native American people from the South and Europeans from the Solomon Islands. Okay? That's what the British people will be. That's what they are. Okay? And that's why when they show you the queen of this and the queen of that at the beginning, her hair looks a little nappy. Okay? Not saying nappy, but it looks, you see why when they show you the women, their hair don't look white because they're not white. They're not white people. Let me show. Uh yeah, when they give you a picture of this lady, I can't find nothing that's fuck. Like, it's so annoying. Whatever. I can't even find a goddamn picture of it now. Well, you know, like of the Queen of Scott or whatever. When they show you a picture of them, their hair always look like it has texture to it, like it's like a little nappy. And it's because these women are a color or they're mixed with a woman of color. Okay. Um. Yeah, I can't really show, but so much more. Next time that I come here, I'm just gonna go right into history. because I didn't really get to touch half of the stuff with like the House of Tudor and the House of Scott and how it's all in America. I didn't even really get to touch on all of that yet, and how Elizabeth, I caught Queen Elizabeth lying. Let me see if I can find that really quick, and maybe if I could find a Beyonce clip, I could show her too. But I don't think I'm gonna find that. But yeah, like anyway, so they try to say like the Queen of York is like the Yorkshires, but as you can see, the Yorkshires is two different names. And I tried to ask, is the Yorkshires and York the same place? And they said no. But anyway, I can't show that right now because I will have to figure it out. Here we go. Here's where Elizabeth lied, right? So the Queen of Elizabeth, the first Queen of Elizabeth, she said that she was, I was like, is Queen Elizabeth related to Anne Boleyn? And they said Queen Anne Boleyn fell pregnant. Because that's her mother. Anne Boleyn is Elizabeth's mother, right? So they said that Elizabeth was born in 1533, right? But they said her mother, Queen Anne, fell pregnant in 1934 and 1536, but had a stillborn. Therefore, Elizabeth was the only child of King Henry and Anne Boleyn, right? So the funny thing is, how could you be pregnant in 1934 and 1536? You understand what I'm trying to say? Now that's a hell of a typo. That's a hell of a typo. And you know why I feel like it's a hell of a typo? Because people believe that the time frame was really in the 1900s. So do you think it's a mistake that they're saying, hey, she had Elizabeth in 1533? They're trying to say like, well, they had Elizabeth in 1533, but they did have other kids, but they made a mistake to put 1934 instead of 1534. But I don't feel like that's a mistake. I feel like it all happened in the 1900s. This was 1933. This was 1934 and 1936. And they literally made a mistake and put that in there by accident. But you clearly could see these people are freaking liars because you can't have a baby in 1934 and in 1536. I don't think nobody's living for 400 years. I don't think nobody's living for 400 years to have two stillborns. Okay? So that's there to show you that these people are making shit up. That somebody lying. Okay? Somebody lying. Okay, so I'm going to kind of end it right here on that lie. And then I'm going to come back and explain Queen Elizabeth the first and explain Queen Elizabeth the second and see how Queen Elizabeth has been in charge. How Queen Elizabeth has been in charge since the 1500s to today. How is that possible? It's 500 years. You know how it's possible? Because how about Queen Elizabeth always been the same Queen Elizabeth, the same one we see today, is the same one that's being born in 19 something, and these people are all liars. And I'm going to explain all of that when I come back next week. I'm going to have to come back next week because I'm tired as hell. But one thing I ain't going to do is let these people steal everything I want to get back. I want a couple things. So one thing I do know is if things don't get better, I'm just going to take it upon my own self and start going into like really nice homes that's empty. Because there's so many homes that's empty and people that's homeless, and it doesn't even make no sense. Now, I'm not saying caring about homelessness, like saying that I'm homeless. I'm just saying I'm gonna go up in there anyway because I want somebody to come and check me. Like at the end of the day, if the banks own these homes and these banks are foreign banks, but they own the homes on this land in this country. It really don't make no sense that I don't have a nice place on this land, because I know a foreign bank ain't stopping me from getting a nice home on this land. So if the banks are stopping me, then I'm just gonna go ahead and just set my shop up and let them come and see me. Okay, like that's what type of time that I'm gonna be on in 2 or 3 more years. I did want to show y'all the Jubilee thing, but I don't have no time. But it all includes like it leads to Trump. It leads to Trump and all that stuff. The new Jubilee starts in it started in 2021. So it already started. So that's why you're seeing all these people getting killed and sent back off to their countries. And as you can see, Disney World with is the 50th year. So every Jubilee is every 50 years or so. But if you've been watching my show, you should understand that they know in biblical terms that they consider the power gets switched over every 500 years, right? So if the power gets in biblical terms, if the power gets trans over every 500 years, but over here is every 50 years, you should be able to do the math on why is that, because of the scientific method, right? Because everybody knows that they're in the negative. When you get to zero, they're in the negative part of the nano, right? So if the scientific method rule is times 10. So if you times 50 by 10, what do you get? You get 500. So biblical years, we're at 500 years. So the power is going to be overturning. And of course, the jubilee of 50 years with Disney, 50 years, their time is up. That's why Disney is getting taken down and things of that nature. And then we're going to get into the jubilee in the convent in Aaron's rod in Elizabeth of him being her daughter, and why all the queens have been Elizabeth. We're gonna get into that next week. I thought I was gonna be able to squeeze everything today so I could go towards the future. With Westworld, I wanted to take off next week in 2 weeks so I could get StreamYard, because when I get into the future, I do want to start interacting with people if you do want to join in. I didn't really want to have too many interruptions with the history of the South, the Native American, and what I've been trying to explain from day one. And I think I've done a great job explaining exactly what I meant by the chosen people, the bronze, the brass, the golden, the this, that. We should have a great understanding that there ain't no golden beauty in her Jamaican nose. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that. But she got to understand that she's from the Solomon Island side, the French side. She's not going to be on the golden side, the brass of the lineage of Adam, of the Native American, of the Greek, whatever, the 300, the people that fought and had to go through part one of Sparta and part two, which was when they took the royal ships. And then that's when Queen York became Queen Britain. And that's when George Washington took over. And we're going to get into the wars with the ships and how they took the royal charter over and sunk the ships. We're going to get into that. And has everything to do with the movie of 300, part one and part two. So now you understand that when they say the movie of 300 was fake or was mythological, it wasn't a myth. It's a myth over there. It's not a myth over here. Troy really flooded over here. Troy and Albany really flooded over here. They took everything over when they flooded over here. So Troy and then the Trojan horse of the Statue of Liberty, the Torah, and them coming in at 10 million people in Ellis Island. 10 million people in Ellis Island. The story of 300 happened here. The story of that movie with Brad Pitt happened here. Okay? So it's mythical over there, but over here, it's no myth. It's no myth. It's just secrecy. It's a secrecy. It's a hidden situation. And we're gonna bring a lot of this darkness to light. That's the whole point of the revelation. And I'm gonna have to go. I did wanted to kind of like play the song of I did wanted to. Oh, I wanted to play the native. So when I show you the people from the South, right? They'll tell you it's these people, right? So they did a special. They did a special on the indigenous people of America, right? They said, wait a second, let me hold up. No, hold up. We're going to take a good look at these people. This is dumb. Look at their fake tears. Look at this fake. They're acting like they're talking about this. They said we asked Native Americans. It says we asked Native Americans. They're saying these people are Native Americans. We asked Native Americans to do word association on camera. These are the responses to Christopher Columbus. Now, can you believe this? These people ain't gonna have not one tear in their eye. These are all crisis actors. And they're saying these are the Native Americans that came over here. Pure blood Native Americans from Virginia, from North Carolina, and from Tennessee. Do you really think these people were the ones residing in the South? And you think these are the full blood Native Americans that was from North Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia? You think it's them? Now let's look at them. Let's take a look at all of them and they fake stories and they fake tears about what happened to them, because it did not happen to them, and these people are still getting the money for it. Look at this lady. Look, Native American, full blood, from Virginia, from North Carolina, from Tennessee. Do you think you see these people over there now? We should still be seeing these people over there if they're born from there. This is all. Look, this is a Native American, y'all. I started laughing. Oh my god. I started laughing. I couldn't believe it. Look at this. These are the look. They're talking about Christopher Columbus. She don't even got no curl to her hair. I said she didn't even have no curl to her hair. This is disgusting. Look at them. They talking about what happened to their people. Yo, they talking about what happened to them. Look at her laughing. Ignorance. Murderer, rapist, genocide. Atrocities committed just grotesque. And the scars are still felt today. Evil? What is that? Evil. Oh, look at this Asian. Fuck yeah. Oh, look at the turkey neck. Latin.
That's a big fuck you. He's the first terrorist in America, that's for sure.
Oh my. To the US government. Look at this guy.
It says, if you partake in somebody that's stealing, then you're just as guilty.
Oh my fucking god, I could die. I could fucking die, son. These are the full-blood Native Americans from Virginia, from North Carolina, from Tennessee, from the South. They didn't show not one fucking Negro. Now I know why that guy, that red guy, he was like, and they said he died broke. They said Eddie Murphy had to pay for Red Sanford's funeral. Why would Eddie Murphy have to pay for somebody like that funeral? Because that's how they do people like us. Oh, I'm about to come with him. I'm about to come with that nigga. Oh my God, did you see that? They said we asked the Native Americans. These people better run us our money. I'm gonna throw eggs at these people here. I'm not gonna even see them because they don't even live here. They live in Canada. They live somewhere. They live in the Pacific Islands somewhere. They don't even live over in the where the Native American, where all the stuff happened. They're not even from here. Like, we're not gonna even see these people out here. But the full native blood Americans are from the South, from Virginia, from North Carolina. I keep saying that because that's what Google said. And these are the people that said, oh, evil. Look how they said it. They are them. They are them. They are the Columbus. They are the Christopher Columbus. That's how evil they are. That's how sick and that's how evil these people are. This is how sick and how evil they are. They're like, oh, genocide, evil. And they are them. And the people that they did it to is not even in those videos. They don't got not one black person, not one person of color. And the whole America is people of color. Even the West Side, the British, the swarthy people are people of color. So what the hell is that? Even Christopher Columbus went to Hispaniola, which is now Dominican Republic and Haiti. because the Hispanic people were once of black, they looked like black, like Felicia Rashad from the Cosby Show. They look, her sister Debbie Allen. They look like Spanish black, like they looked like that, Hispaniola. You think those are the people that Christopher Columbus came upon in Hispaniola? And remember the stories of how he locked the people in the church and burnt them alive? Remember the story of Christopher Columbus burning the people alive in the church? He closed the church up when they was trying to have church. And he set it on fire and they couldn't really get out the church. A lot of those people died in there. These are the people those people. Do y'all want to see them again? I don't even want to see them people. I'm not even going to show that again. If you want to see them again, rewind it. I'm not even going to show. It's a spit in our face. These people will spit in our face on TV with no remorse, with no tears, with no remorse. They are collecting checks. They are living good. They are living heaven on earth. They are living in our heaven in earth that we have by birthright. So anyway, yeah, I think I'm done talking about these. You saw how Queen Elizabeth, the first Queen Elizabeth, over here lying about her babies. She done had babies for 400 years. These people over here lying about Christopher Columbus killing them because they are Christopher Columbus family members. They are the background, the descendants. If they're not directly related to them, I don't know, because Christopher Columbus had to be Asian too. He's coming from Asia. So anyway, you see how all those Russians look like. They all look Asian. They just won't show you that. They keep showing you mixed breeds of these white people that's mixed with black or African or whatever. But they're not showing you that they're all just really Asians that stem from Asia. But anyway, I'm gonna end it with Cisco, because Cisco was the reason of most of this. What I'm trying to explain today of where he came from with somebody sleeping in my bed in the song of These Are the Times. And I'm gonna go over both of those songs because I haven't played music in a while. So I am gonna end it. Look at the fucking thing. It tried to get me in my face. It tried to catch me in my face, and it loves to bite me in my face. But anyway, let me start with Drew Hill, and then I'll call it a day. I'll let you guys go. I know some of you people stay with me because y'all just want to be cool, and I do really 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 appreciate all the love in the world. All the love in the world to you guys that stick with me because I know this is a long Monday night. But and I do need you guys to keep me going. So yeah, let's get into. I hope they don't mess my little show up for the song, but I do want to play this. Got this feeling, and I just can't turn it loose. I got this feeling that somebody's been getting next to you. Now, don't want to walk around. You see when he was saying that he was in the mirror, right? You see when he was saying, I got a feeling that I just can't shake. But I got a feeling that somebody's trying to get next to you. He's in the mirror saying that. He's talking to himself. I was a young fool. Must be something that I am. I just can't use my cool. My friends keep telling me about the things that's going on. But deep in my heart, baby, I hope that I'm wrong. Yes, I hope that I'm wrong. But I know it's somebody's sleeping in my bed, my bed. Somebody's taking my place. Hey, somebody's sleeping in my bed. And you know just what I mean. See what he says? When he said, you know just what I mean? Do you, like, he's basically saying somebody's taking my place, somebody's being me. Now, mind you, this goes into now when he goes into These Are the Times, right?
So now he's further going on. He further goes on to saying somebody's taking my place. Somebody's being me. Now, now you see, did you see Lisa Turtle? Did you see Lisa Turtle? Like, you get it? The Turtle Island. I already told y'all Saved by the Bell. Lisa Turtle parents were the doctors or whatever. So you saw Lisa Turtle? This is all subliminal, bro. All subliminal. So the person with the iron mask, he got him locked up. They got this nigga locked up in the dungeon. While the fake version goes on to be with Lisa Turtle. I know the door is sexy thing. It's taking everything in me. I kiss you over on the feelings I feel my thunder. How the hell could I not want you? You're looking to be a thing. I'll wait for you, you wait for me. Baby. True love, the system, you don't have to rush at all. Baby, you know the time we are is for. The moment will last me so much more. You don't have to do a thing at all. We can take our time and talk. This is the way things need to be. For you and me, set the moment off. We can make love a night. So that's the part I wanted to get to. So now, mind you, they put this all in the song, right? Well, I want to show you the part where they fought, but basically they took that from the Iron Mask, right? That is from the movie The Iron Mask. All right, which was with Leonardo DiCaprio. Now, mind you, I keep trying to explain to y'all that they put certain people in movies to explain certain shit. So Leonardo DiCaprio, of course, is in this movie, and of course, he's in the Titanic as well, playing Jack. So if I'm gonna leave it right there. If y'all niggas ain't catching on to all of this, if y'all not catching on to the whole takeover, the blueprint, then you might be part of the problem. And we trying to figure out who's part of the problem. Ain't enough of us. So we gotta be real strategic. Because it ain't enough of us. It ain't enough of us. They deep. Just know they deep. And there's a lot of mixed breeds. So mixed breeds, understand that you don't gotta worry about me. You gotta worry about God. God don't play no games. Like I'm a child of God. But one thing about me, I'm a January Capricorn as well. So I like to win. You know what I'm saying? I like to win, 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 win. Like people be like, oh, like if you have if you're on a play, you have an understudy. You know what I'm saying? And I always tell people I like to be the understudy because trust and believe, the understudy going to figure out a way to be on that stage because they're not going to learn all those lines just for you to keep the show. So, at the end of the day, if I got to push somebody down the stairs like that show on Showgirls, and like the lady said with the taxi test, she was like, I forget what she told her. But she said Elvis has left the building. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that girl pushed her down the stairs because at the end of the day, yeah, I'm gonna figure it out. So, like I said, when I say like, oh, I used to, like, I've done it all. I've been Pan African or Buddhist, this and that. It wasn't because I am that. It's because those at the time, those were the religions that was winning. Just like when I said at the very beginning when I started doing my videos,
I was like, oh, you're about to make me become a Turkish. Remember, I was making fun of it because I know I've been a Pan-African. When is it going to be the Negro turn? Because I've been everybody that was getting it and it got their turn. I was dumb. I'm like, oh, I'm African. Oh, I'm Buddhist. Oh, I'm gonna be a Moor. I'm gonna be a Turkish head person if that's the ones that's getting it. Because I'm not gonna continue to lose with the Negroes. But at the end of the day, I would love for my own people to win, and I could be myself and win. But at the end of the day, like I said, you could be a Pan African, you could be a Buddhist, you could do all that stuff, but God will bring you down to your knees and make you pray. Is in for forgiveness. And mind you, you don't have to do it a lot. Once you get down, once you get to that breaking point, I don't know what race you are, what you are, but trust and believe, God will get you to that breaking point, and you be on your knees begging for forgiveness, praying, or whatever. But from there, when you do get that breaking point, you should know that's your breaking point, because going forward, you ain't gonna be playing with him no more. You gonna be like, yo, this I can't shake God for nothing. Like, he ain't even a real person. And you feel like, nah, this guy is real. This guy's real. He's fucking up my life because I ain't doing right. Like, I did one or two things, and now he gonna go that hard on me. So he will bring you down to your knees. Like how when the Bruce Leroy found out, when he figured out who he was, and he brought the other one down to his knees. The power is strong. The energy and the power is strong. So you might think, oh, I'm gonna get away with doing this, I'm gonna get away with doing that, and then things happen. No, you may not think it's real, but that didn't happen by accident to you. Like, these things that, like, the energies will, and it's not karma. I don't believe in the Dharma Lama karma. That was when I was a Buddhist. You could keep believing in all that stuff, and you're gonna figure out who's really in charge. So anyway, like, share, and subscribe. Try to like my videos as much as possible so I could try to make a way in a bigger, broader stream, so I could have more opinions. Hopefully I could get this StreamYard going. I did want to finish my history because I wanted to take off some time to learn StreamYard. That's why I haven't added it yet, because I need some time to actually figure it out. And, like, not figure it out, but, like, to add it. And I think I'm going to just try to, like, take some time. But it might not be next week if I come back next week to try to finish this. But hopefully the week after or the week after that, I can have the StreamYard going. And people that have watched my videos, even if they're on live or don't catch my lives, just know that I am going to have some type of StreamYard soon. So I can start to take any kind of conversations that people would like to have with me, and whether it's pertaining to what I do or whatever, if they have any opinions, if they want to so-called have their own ideologies or whatever, I'm willing to take it all once I get the StreamYard. So anyway, like, share, and subscribe, guys. And trust me, whoever's still with me, I definitely appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next week. Try to like my video. It's free. Stop what you're doing right now and like the video. It is free. If you didn't like the video, stop what you're doing right now and don't like my video. Just hit unlike. I want to see the reactions, and I want the algorithm to start pushing out my work, because I feel like I do a lot of hard work, and it's not fair that, YouTube suppresses me, and, the likes would help YouTube not suppress me. But tell you the truth, YouTube probably still would suppress me anyway. But anyway, I did have a good time up here. I do love coming up here and speaking with everybody on the chat. I see all your comments, so please leave comments, because I do look at all of them. Once I close this down, I look at all the comments and make sure I read them all. And I definitely want to see some of you people on my StreamYard. Couple of people, like 5 people that I'm going to be shouting out. I don't know if you guys have to have StreamYard. If not, then maybe I could figure out something else. But hopefully people have StreamYard and they could come up and keep me going. Yeah, so, okay, guys, this is it for me. Like, share, subscribe. See you guys next week. And stay original. And if you are mixed, come to the light. Come to the side. We need more people. We will accept you if you're even if you're not mixed or whatever. If you are a part if you want to be a part of God's kingdom and really, really understand the laws, and if you follow the laws, you will be accepted. Not by me, not by my people, but by the boss, okay? The one that tells us what to do. So we don't even get to make the choices, okay? But we ain't gonna let y'all keep bullying us. We ain't gonna let y'all keep directing us into our lineage. We're not gonna keep letting y'all tell our narrative. We're not gonna let Cumio tell our narrative anymore. We want to kill Cumio if he keeps doing it because it's annoying. When I see Cumio videos, sometimes I watch it and sometimes I just be cursing out the picture of the video. I don't even click. I'm like, oh, this goddamn Cumio talking about Swarovski, da da da. He can't come on East Side with that shit. I'll be popping mad jump to the TV like, don't come on the East Side with that. Stay on the West with that, because like he better go ahead with that Swarovski stuff. That is the father of him, okay? And he showed just like that picture that the guy showed you that I tried to show y'all. I don't know if I can find it again. Oh, see, I don't have it in here. Because they have it, they show you it. It's the father of him going after Mexico after we tell you you too close to the equator and you get blackened, then you become black. And then you dead because that's when the Latin Arabs were taking to slave you. That's when they're gonna jump up on you and they're gonna jump you over here. So that's the father of him, and then the son of him is Africa, and that's them Canaan and them Cush, them Canaan and them in Kemet. And I'm not gonna explain that today because I gotta go. So like, share, subscribe, guys, and enjoy the rest of you guys' night. All right, later.